All right, let's get this thing live, man. We're live, dude.
All right.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Sweet, man. You want a shot of that tequila?
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to do that. What's up, everybody? Wes Smith Variety ShYo. Whew. Got that right after 72 episodes. Right, brother?
Sweet.
Right?
I do, yeah.
Welcome to number 72, dude.
72. It's a good number.
Guest, John Ethan Bremmer.
How's it
Yeah,
going?
we'll get to you in a second, brother.
All right.
But yeah, episode 72, Westsmith Variety ShYo. Awesome. Couple quick things that sometimes I mention, sometimes I don't. Official sponsor always, Juice Recordings. Go check it out.
Yes.
Go check them out on wherever, Spotify, Beatport, wherever you steal stuff. It's everywhere out there. Juice Recordings. Check it out.
The record store anymore.
Right. JuiceRecordings.com. Whatever, man.
Yeah,
whatever works.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Please check them out and support those artists as well as myself through there. And then my website, westsmith.com, and you can check out all past episodes with a bunch of awesome San Diego people like you're about to be. And great history on there, and as well as a bunch of free music stuff there, and all the things on how to find the music and whatnot. So let's see. Was that it that I was supposed to say in the beginning?
I think so.
How would you know?
I don't know.
Unofficial sponsor, Trident Coffee. This stuff is brutal, man. Whew. I had a little bit of it before here. Anyway, thanks anyone for checking it out, tuning in. We'll see you in and out now and later. And Jonathan, man, let's just jump straight in before we get into the U story. Let's just jump right into Bloom. Bloom New Year's Eve.
Wow.
Because we're both playing it, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
It's a big one. This is a big one, I think, not only for each DJ playing independently, but for San Diego as a whole. This sets a precedent right here.
You've been in San Diego most of that time, or Southern California most of the time. You told me that you've been into DJing and music.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's right.
Are you native Southern California?
Southern California, yes. I actually transplanted from the San Bernardino area to San Diego around 93, 94. So that was my
good enough, dude. You've been here longer than probably most anyone we see out. That's awesome. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know if this is the full lineup, because I know that's the flyer, the front, the sweet die cut.
Right. That's the first die cut they had out, and they've had each separate die cut for each of the rooms.
Do you have any of those by any chance? Paper ones? I don't either. I also don't have one with the full lineup on it. But go check out BloomNYE.com.
I know there's a big flyer with all the DJs. It's like a poster size.
Yeah, I've got one. So I think this isn't live yet, but that's the full one, right?
Yeah,
let me throw that guy up there real quick, and we can just kind of chat about that guy. All right. What are you looking forward to on there, man?
Wow. It's really hard to say, because take it back to Thanksgiving, it was kind of the same thing, but I think this is going to be that on steroids. I walked into every room at Thanksgiving, and I had a blast.
Yeah, me too.
With drum and bass, they were playing breaks. It's like I almost felt San Diego embellishing and just exercising the genre.
It's like Rave 2.0, man.
Yeah, it's nice. So it just wasn't limited to one sound all night, and it was good, and all the rooms were packed the whole night. It was just amazing to see. So
great, I agree with you.
I think we're in for a treat here.
When John Reynolds was on here 2 weeks ago, or a week ago or so, something like that, and we were talking about it, all the information wasn't out yet at that point, so we were somewhat limited. But we were talking about the flyer and that, because it had all kind of just, some of it had just come out. But one of the things I was saying was, like, if there's a lot of stuff going on New Year's, right? This is gonna be a crazy party. Yeah,
for the underground and the more edgy side of our scene, which I think it's shifting towards that. It's going to be chaos.
On the shifting part, do you think you've been here a minute, so longer than me? I think we've been in the scene about the same amount of time, or electronic music culture about the same amount of time. But I was on the East Coast, so yeah. So for you being a West Coast guy, from sort of your roots in all this culture and music, what do you kind of mean by that shift, like in relation to like Bloom and what it's kind of representing in your mind from the history you've seen?
Right. So I guess we could rewind maybe about 5 years ago when EDM was kind of a big thing. And then we had like the Big Night San Diego. We had big headliners come, and they were like the Sheraton or something like that. It's kind of moved away from like the big hotel blast New Year's Eve party. Now this is more of an underground collective of what, 3 promotional teams coming
Yeah, you
together.
got Into Hoodie, Mind Fruit, and Enter the Tech,
Yeah.
right? Those
So
are,
and the
and then
fact
sound, you've got Monarch, Metamorphosis, as well as
and base
Bass
mechanic.
Mechanic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you've got teams working together here now in San Diego, and we could all be competing in all this business, but they decided to work together and probably pop off one of the better New Year's Eve situations that we've had here underground wise in a
cool.
long time.
Well, and I thought when I was chatting with John, one of my things I was thinking was like, we both like some of the clubs, for certain different events. You
Yeah.
like a big artist, you're only going to see them at certain places,
Right.
basement, or the like. I'll call them the 5-star in the sense of like the cover charge, the ambiance, the drink price,
Right.
all that jazz,
Everything.
the
Yeah.
artist
Right.
size, whatever, right? They,
Exactly.
Skrillex, Jaws, they
The
all go
power
there.
clubs. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think those are cool throughout the year, but I think this party is a great spot if you're into that kind of stuff. Like
Right.
you like clubs, you like the nightlife. I think this is a rare event
This will satisfy
to
that
to
need.
to explore a little outside of that,
Right.
but
Right.
not be like at a country music concert, versus your dance music.
Yeah, they won't be too
Clubbing.
far out of their element.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
and it'll take you there. That's going to be cool. So artists, I know what your room. You're in which room?
I'm in the techno room there, starting with the ideal.
Oh yeah,
Right
awesome,
there, yeah. So
cool.
2 a.m. slot on that one for me this year. So
You like that?
I like that.
That seems good
Yeah,
that's a techno
nice.
room, right?
Yeah.
I think 2 a.m. is I think that's peak hour.
It's nice.
that's
It-
peak time for the
it's-
techno room, dude.
It's nice.
I love it, man.
It'll be time to light 2019 off.
Yeah, and Bass Exotic, of course, that's John. He was here a week or so ago.
That's right.
Who else you got in that room? Will Lavin, he's been on here before.
Yeah, Will Lavin, Memorex.
Oh yeah, awesome.
DJ and producer. Crystal Lopez.
Rock the Discotheque, of
Rock
course.
the Discotheque.
Rufio.
And he's hosting the area and a third of the party. So we're just killing it.
Who's 2-Bit? I'm not familiar. Do you know?
2-Bit Chris?
Yeah,
think
I don't.
It's Chris 2-Bit, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was familiar circles with like the Tias for Techno nights and stuff. He's always
Okay.
one of the world dogs there. So
I may have met him in person, just not known the DJ name.
yeah.
Cool, man. Well, let's see, my room over there. I'm on. These are not time slots, right? But I am 11 to 12, so I get
Wow.
the West Coast ball drop.
Wow, there you go. That's good too. That deserves a
Yeah, I'm
fist
pretty
bump.
psyched
Yeah,
about
that's
that.
good.
That's a good time slot for me. I like
Yeah.
that. And then we got Simply Jeff in there, of course. Who knows what he's gonna do? I'm sure it'll be awesome. Bass Mechanic, as we said, and also the sound. I wonder if he's doing the sound in that room. Maybe. Does it say? Yeah, sound by Bass Mechanic,
Yeah,
right?
sound by Bass Mechanic.
Yeah, awesome. Then let's see what else. Nasty Tricks. That's Neil, isn't it? Nasty Tricks is Neil,
Yes.
or is it the two of them, Neil and?
I think it's
Kyle.
It's Neil and Kyle.
Okay, I saw
Yeah.
Neil today earlier. Austin Speed. Psyched about that. Have you ever seen him
He's
live?
doing live. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a really special treat. If anyone has not seen Austin play live, it is a really special treat.
Get your ass to bloommye.com,
Yeah,
buy your tickets, and
There's
go see a rare, not only live but local live, badass artist.
Yeah, I mean, and this goes for the San Diego lineup as a whole, and the nurturing of some of these hometown heroes is really awesome this time around. So,
do you produce any music or play any instruments?
I have produced in the past.
Okay.
I'm getting into it again, getting the feet wet with it before releasing anything yet. So
Before you get sucked into the abyss and
right,
require a room
right,
like this.
Camera's crooked.
Yeah, it just does that. It's cool. Let's see here. I'll take our flyer off and go back to our normal you and I. Anyway, that's cool with that. What I was going to say about the live thing is Austin and I were talking a little bit a few weeks ago at Kava Lounge.
Uh-huh.
I was just my respect for him doing that in the live format. It's there aren't many groups out there or individuals. We'll call them all groups that
Right.
do a live
Like actual live.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And even though there's lots of, perhaps sequencing or at least timing synchronization between different devices,
Well,
there's still it's a lot to handle
Right.
for one or two people.
You got to keep it moving, and that's all. That would all be you.
Yeah, and I think very underappreciated. So
Yeah.
I would really like to see that guy. I'd like to see a lot. I think all of San Diego is rising up to a degree, but I would definitely like to see someone like him get some spotlight shined on him. Because that's
Yes,
that's something that I think is almost vanished from the electronic music
right. Yeah. So
main stage.
no, exactly. Yeah, main
Right?
stage, and anyone who has the balls enough to really kind of create a live set. Create music independently first, and then to just like I'm going to go live with this stuff,
Yeah,
and then to how you're going to do that. I mean, it's really a creative process to share.
yeah,
So
awesome.
I'm excited about it.
Well, you're the last guest in here for this year, and he's going to be the first for next year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I'm going to get him in
that's
here, and no live performance, but we're going to talk some gadgets and
Oh, that's good.
talk patch cables and nerd out on some equipment. I'm pretty excited for that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm psyched for that one for sure. But on to you, man. So I guess we're wrapping up the Bloom thing. BloomMye.com. I think that's the website.
Yes.
5 rooms plus like some chill area, some vendors. Like I said, great underground thing. Both of you and I appreciate. Come support us and all these awesome people doing this throwdown. And I'm sure you can find something at 6 a.m. or 10 a.m. or whenever this thing's over to keep it popping if you need to.
I believe the city's going all night, all morning for that one. So yeah,
totally, man. Well, to the Johnny Thin story.
All right,
what's going down, man? Give the intro.
Wow, where to start on that? I don't know.
Well, I've got plenty of photos if you need a nudge. Do you remember that photo?
I do remember that photo.
Well, I have no idea when it is, but I'm going to push it out there and then we can talk about it.
So I guess that takes me back to a time in San Diego when, we were hosting a lot of desert parties. So we just underground desert rats. We would set up a system and about an hour east of the 8, and we had some good times out there. And
don't worry about that.
Infamous for some sunrise sets, and that's kind of how that picture kind of came about. So that was during one of them. So we were talking about 95, 96, 97.
Nice, dude. So that was early. I picked a picture that was early.
You did.
I kind of thought it might be because the resolution was really small.
Yeah.
When I pulled it was like this tiny ass photo. I was like, I wonder when that was from.
Yeah, I think it was my MySpace photo. Profile photo for a while.
All right, so that one's definitely old school. Is this one? This one looks more recent.
Yeah, I think that was when Christian Smith played here at Spin.
Okay.
So that was a really good night to have a international techno hero like that here in town and be able to play after him. So.
Speaking of which, is the style you like the most these days techno, or has it always been?
I've been kind of riding the techno train here in San Diego for a long time. People have thrown out words like Godfather, techno, and all that. I mean, that's Frankie Bones, but for in town.
But he's East Coast, so we can call you the Godfather. That's far enough away.
Okay, for no stepping on toes, Frankie. But for the West Coast, holding it down, I guess that would be me. I guess.
Yeah, dude, so, take it.
I'll take it.
I'm sold. I'm sold. Yeah.
But I do have some trance roots as well in the mid '90s as well. So you kind of blade those together. Techno kind of really sprouted wings 95, 96. With the launch of Drum Code and stuff like that early on, more edgy stuff. So, and I worked at a bunch of record stores, so that kind of pushes your envelope on what you play, what your style kind of really is. So. Yeah,
my recollection in what would be the earlier days of techno, in terms of what we're talking here today, was the BPM was much faster.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Right.
And to me, trance and techno were not as distant because they were much closer in BPM.
Yeah.
I think at that time.
Right.
Above 130, right? Pretty typical.
Usually like 136.
Right.
I mean, it was nuts with the BPM.
And your Goa trance before it became prog trance and on down, slowing down towards house BPMs.
Even crazier BPM with that.
Yeah, you'd be 135 to 140 easy, right?
Easily.
Yeah.
Easily there.
Yeah. So I think they were able to be played together a bit easier.
Right. So
Yeah.
I guess maybe a fusion thing for a little while, developed a little style with that, and by '96 it was full on techno and thing. So, but yeah, residencies also kind of push those boundaries and stuff too. So,
What were you always here in San Diego, or any LA time, or
uh,
in that?
I did have some LA time. I would play LA quite a bit, and I had some promoters out there. Uh, George from Insomnia After Hours, not Insomniac, but
Get it straight, kids.
and Rave Olympia was his big old thing. So he threw some parties like Full Circle and some other big things. I guess he was involved in, I guess, some of the Armageddon stuff, and yeah.
In that.
I did have some.
Oops,
Resident,
that was me just playing ourselves live for ourselves. Well, I got some.
So,
yeah, there's some comments going on here, so I try to pay a little attention to them, but not to derail us. But anyway, we got some jam going on there.
oh wow!
Let me give a quick shout.
We've got thanks for the love,
people.
guys. Thank you.
we're just over here talking.
But residencies, I had some, in the mid 90s with LA and here. So I was a resident at Romper Room for a good portion of time here. After the initial stage of Romper Room with Marky Quark as the resident. Basically, I think when he moved to San Francisco is when I took over the new spot on 5th and Market, and that was about 95.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah, that's some history, dude.
So
I was thinking as I started looking at, and I'm going to, since we're in those years, I'm going to skip a few of these photos to like this area, this one with Kyoki on it.
oh my.
Yeah, dude, and you're on there. I could tell just from the font that one's old, much less the date.
That's the area or era that we were talking in. So 96, we would bring Kyoki out either to so we had Romper Room was the weekly 18 and up, 12 to 6 a.m. club. And then yearly they would do play school around like the winter time, September, October. And that would be the big blowout for them.
Okay.
So we got Kyoki, they got Delight. I think he had Planet Soul.
Oh, wow.
At one point.
Yeah.
So that's what kind of
man,
party San Diego had for at the sports arena.
That's digging deep, man.
Yeah.
I get the impression from both what you just said and a couple people that have been on here. I get the impression like there used to be more like. Were parties larger? Was there a time where there were much bigger parties here?
There was a time where Play School, which was Todd's wig, and he did the weekly Romper Room After Hours and the yearly Play Schools, which he hosted. And I think at peak time of Play School at the sports arena, we had about 8,000 people there.
And are you talking like the sports arena is that the same one that's over on Sports Arena Boulevard?
That would be the Valley View.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was. Okay. Yeah. That's a big place.
That's a big place.
I've been to a few shows there.
And there were a bunch of ravers in there.
Yeah. Well, so I guess like Crossed or LED Presents is kind of the incumbent promoter there now, right?
That's right.
So they're
LED, yeah.
So it's still going on, just different. It's evolved.
Take on it, yeah.
It's evolved. What? Let's see. What about some Dr. Free Cloud? Speaking of Simply Jeff.
Yeah.
Right.
Simply Jeff coming back.
What about some Dr. Free Clouds, man?
Ron, I mean, my days with Ron go back pretty far as well. I mean,
Ron Decor?
Yeah, Ron Decor. He has his record store still going, last record store standing. I worked in local record stores here, CSL, Equinox.
Oh, yeah, you got mad props. Let's bring those out. Let me move this picture off here so it's plenty of camera space.
So this is around the time where I was resident at Romper Room. We had a record store downtown called Amato Records, and
let me see this.
A crew of mine, Alienation, Paulo, myself, and DJ Merlin. We were.
I'll show it while you're talking.
Yeah, we were involved in that record store there. So we were on, I think, J Street in downtown.
Yeah,
it was a humble little record store, but it was one of San Diego's first. And there's Elevator Records, and but we did our thing, and it helped us along. And then when that ended, these guys who did the sound for mainly most of the parties, they started their own record stores. So they had two locations. There was a CSL Superstore, and there was an Equinox location, which was a little bit more
Oh,
underground. So
all right. And these were stores you worked at.
those are
the
stores
time.
I worked at. Yeah,
I assume gone
yeah.
now.
They're gone now. CSL and Equinox, they have turned into Pro Systems. Sound and lighting. He does like big line array stuff and big bands.
All right. So the people behind
Yeah.
him are still kind of out there
Yeah.
kicking, doing things in the
Yeah.
in the industry. What were those stores? Well, that's this guy, right, from CSL, the Equinox.
Right.
They're still doing their thing.
CSL was like a superstore in Kearney Mesa. We used to have like literally pallets of turntables and DJ gear and in stores with Qbert and like
Oh wow,
just all kinds of
he's
stuff.
one of my idols.
We used to be very proactive in the scene with the record store and getting people their gear and music and all that kind of stuff.
Were you a buyer
I was a
of
buyer.
vinyl for a while? I assume vinyl.
Yeah.
That was an interesting business, wasn't it?
That was being a record buyer and presenting to the DJs in town. Like here you go.
Yeah. The I used to when I lived for a while in Florida. I used to buy records from a store in DC. It's called Music Now.
Music
You
Now.
may remember that label,
Yeah.
Music Now label,
Yeah.
for a while. Yeah. And the dude, still a good friend of mine, he lives in San Francisco now. But this guy Dave, he would play the needle drops over the phone to me
Oh yeah.
because we couldn't get vinyl where I lived at the time. So
That's what somebody was doing with me when they worked at Intergroove. So I would call Intergroove, which is I think in New York,
yeah,
and I would buy
yeah.
records. And Ramsey Kablawi worked for Intergroove at the time, and he was the one playing the records for me over the phone. So
All right.
that's how record buyers used to do it, folks. No,
Yeah, dude, it's crazy
no
times.
downloads.
Do you still have your vinyl?
I have a lot of vinyl.
A lot of it.
A lot.
I had to offload mine finally, man.
So
Oh, it's a sad day.
I've thought about offloading mine, but I've gotten a lot of feedback, and even the great Ron Decor himself, he said, don't do it.
Yeah, the only way I could manage to part with mine was to give it to a good friend who plays exclusively vinyl still.
There you go.
I was
See,
like,
you still know where
that's
it
the
is,
only
though.
way I can do it.
Yeah.
And then like he was gonna give me money, and I was just like, I don't know, I don't feel right, man. So I just gave him like the whole collection because I just knew he would, and he still has them like lining his whole like loft. He lives in Dallas.
He's a happy man.
Oh, dude, he's awesome. Yeah, DJ Love. He's a turntablist. He does a weekly podcast where he does like turntablism and like I forget what he calls it, but he does like instruction.
Oh,
And,
that's
cool.
cool.
I think he calls it turntable masterclass or something like that. Something like that.
Oh,
Yeah, and he just gets on and jams,
Sweet.
man, and breaks down scratches and just does
I
what he
can
loves.
imagine what your
Plays
collection
guitar,
is
all
about.
kinds of stuff. Yeah, dude, he's a
Wow.
wild man with that. So
Very cool.
I realized that one flyer that I showed, the Dr. Free Clouds, the date on that was actually 2011. It wasn't as old as I thought, but is Dr. Free Cloud still there?
Yeah, they actually just moved locations.
Oh.
He's in, I think, Fountain Valley.
Okay.
But
Right.
yeah, Ron and I go back, and we have a good relationship. And I try to get out there,
Cool.
frequently. And I've actually played at his store before, so it's
Oh,
really
cool.
Yeah.
Well, I got that one a little bit out of order. Let me throw this one in. This one just bugged me out, dude, when I saw this one. Trips, man. Just in case there's anyone watching that never saw a proper rave flyer,
That would be
this pretty much embodies it for me.
Yeah, we've got the
Do tell.
So that would be around the 95, 96 era too, and I think it was at a roller skating rink. This one, it was one of the better stringer parties that gentleman by the name of Nooksy was throwing. He did another one. It was a more Captain Crunch flavored thing, and it was crunchy. So this one was after. It was Trips, I believe. So,
Oh, nice, dude.
yeah.
Who's on that flyer?
Looks like was on the top there, and then DJ Trance, which is Jason Bremer, and Thomas Michael. He was a big thing in LA. Paulo, my Alienation partner at the time, and I can't read the other one. Allison, I think we had an opener from LA. On that one.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna reboot your camera, but we're still on audio. But I'm gonna reboot your camera. I think it might have frozen up a little bit.
Okay.
But anyway, off of that, let's see what else can I throw up there while I fix that deal.
That's okay.
People could just look at me in a photo of you doing something awesome. Let's see what this was. Let's see. Let me find one that's got some some story behind it. Let's see this one. No, there's another group shot in here. I think it's pretty cool. Is this a music related shot?
Yeah, I think that's in Idaho.
Oh, really? Let me throw that up there
Something.
instead of your head. We could talk about that while I try to fix your camera.
Can we do a little bigger shot of that?
Oh yeah. Of course. We can even cover me up.
Okay. So these are my friends in Idaho. I also
There we go.
I travel
Boom.
to a few of the Pacific Northwest locations, but Idaho seems to got a hold on I guess the techno I play or whatever, and I go out there very frequently. So there was a couple festivals that I played out there. I've been going out there for the better part of I guess since 2001, so almost 20 years.
Okay.
Either big festivals or small clubs or intimate type stuff. They're just really cool people down there, and they know how to get down in the Pacific Northwest. I'll say that.
Awesome.
And this is part of the Idaho crew out there, and this was at one of the festivals. I think it was Aesthetic Evolution, which they did a string of about 10 festivals, one every year. So.
Man, I totally lost your live feed, but that's all right. So this was is this like what year was this again?
Oh man, that's kind of hard to say. That might be somewhere. That might be I don't know, between.
We know it was a good time if you forgot when it was.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think it was the Aesthetic Evolution. It had to be somewhere between 2006 and maybe 2012. And like I said, they did 10 of those festivals. So I was at 5 of them.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, look, we got you back, man.
I'm back.
Are you feeling the vibe back?
I'm feeling it. I'm feeling
hold
warm.
on. Hold on a second. Let me put that guy live. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Speaking of live performance, dude, I
Yes.
always love it, man. It's very rare that I have problems on here, but sometimes I do.
That's all good.
So, in fact, the irony was today, the reason I saw Neil, those are actually cases, but see these racks over here?
Yeah.
I'm actually offloading my sort of live gear stuff. Like 3-4 years ago, I was really into it. Dude, it's so hard.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, that's all that's left of the live rig.
You're like, all right, we're done.
Yeah, and I'm pitching it off to people because I was just like, there's people that do this live thing way better than I do. So go for it, buddy.
Go
for it. Awesome. So, all right, man. So that was kind of 2000. What? No, 96 up to 2000, 2000s. I don't know. What's
Yeah.
after that?
We're time jumping a little bit there.
We are. We're all over.
But it's all good.
Oh well, let me take it back one more because this has got to be old school right here. The cassette collection. Go ahead with that.
It looks like somebody had sent me. I don't know if it was my tape collection, but I think they found one of mine. That's in the corner on the bottom right there.
Okay.
That's one of my old cassettes from actually 1997. So the one with the eye on there. That's Impact. It was 1997.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there was a few great cassettes that were made, I guess, back in the day.
Speaking of which, what do you think about like, are we missing anything because tape culture is gone? Because it's gone. Like it's zero, right?
Yeah, the nostalgia is cool, but I mean, do we really want to listen to tape quality?
Oh, listen to you getting audio file.
Things are sounding really nice and clean these days and good, and you don't have to flip anything over. That's the benefit. But it is nice to go back and see what you've done back in the day.
All right, let me get your description of. I know what tape culture was when it was around when I was in DC, but what was like tape culture for you when you were either making the tapes to hand out or getting them at a party or something?
They were a business card. They were something that you could promote your mixes, and you brought them with you, and you brought them to the record stores, and made sure they were in all the record stores, and you went and collected your cash if anybody bought any. If anybody didn't buy any of your tapes, it was a bummer.
Yeah, it was like $10, right? If I remember, it was like $10 if you were lucky.
I think it was to buy 100 tapes or something, you were spending a couple $100 on the printing and you know,
That is something
getting
I
that
don't
out.
miss. Do you miss that? I mean,
I
in
don't.
terms of producing them,
I don't really
putting
miss
them
that.
together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I don't miss that. I don't miss vinyl either.
you gotta go see a designer for the inlay. And,
Yeah, I'm sure someone's rolling over in the grave on that one, but I
uh,
don't.
I don't miss that so much. Now you can digitally post the mix, and there's the artwork too. And
There's days when I kind of miss the like vinyl was good running a record label.
yeah,
That was nice because you definitely made some good money doing that.
yeah.
There's days when I miss that a little bit, but not near enough to like want it to come back.
To bring it back, it was hard work. I was in the midst of running a label back in the day, and upon our third release, I think Hardware Distribution went under.
Oh yeah, good old hardware. I remember them.
Yeah, you remember him?
Yeah, him, them, hardware. Also the DJ.
Yeah,
Yeah, we used Watts out of New York.
Watts is
You're probably
good.
familiar with them.
Watts, Syntax,
Nemesis. We used
Nemesis,
Nemesis. Also, I think New York or New Jersey.
yeah,
Yeah, all gone.
Majestic,
All of them are
Inner
gone,
Groove.
man. Intergroove. Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Wow, man. I didn't know you had the record store history. That's awesome, man.
big record store history.
Yeah, dude. I used to work on Sundays at Music Now, man.
That's cool.
Slinging stuff, and like there was a big party, kind of like the ones you were talking about, called Buzz, that was there, and it ran for 10 years or something, maybe off and on a little bit, but
Well,
throughout there.
no,
So all the big artists would come through, before they DJ'd.
correct me if I'm wrong. Music Now, the deep dish guys, no?
So there
Or is
was
it?
there was intertwining for sure.
Okay,
Like the deep dish guys and um, a guy named Levin. His name was Levin DeGate,
okay,
and he had started the label Music Now. Then there was a store called Music Now. There may have been some whatever business deal on that,
right, okay,
but Yoshitoshi was the deep dish record label, and
okay,
it's still out there.
right.
And that was when they all moved into Georgetown, where I worked with them
Hmm.
in DC. Up on there was basically like a 3 or 4 story kind of row house type, building
Okay,
like they are there.
yeah.
And the top floor was the studio. The floor below was like Yoshitoshi business office, legal, all that.
Oh
I
wow.
mean, they were winning Grammys, dude.
Yeah,
It
yeah. It
was
was big
nuts.
stuff.
It was
There
crazy
was
over
big
there,
stuff
dude.
over
The
there.
artists that
Yeah.
would roll through that store, anybody and everybody of the time, like anybody, every drum and bass, everybody, every techno, everybody, like Houghton,
Trance.
everybody.
You had
Oh, Paul Van Dyke,
Sasha,
Oakenfold,
Digweed. Yeah,
Ronnie Size, everybody would just walk through there and be having a Coke,
yeah.
just hanging out
That's
there
awesome.
to take care of business and whatever and get a little tour. BT, that was
I was
his
gonna
first
say, I was
label.
going to mention his name
Yeah,
too. Yeah,
yeah, and Deep
'cause
Dish
he was on the
themselves.
Music Now label.
So that was a really funky time for me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's cool.
yeah. I've definitely
Yeah.
never been around as quickly as many people just casually, like without any business dealings whatsoever. I'd be like, hey,
The record store was a place for that.
it was.
It was a meet and greet place, and it was you could find your local artists there if they came into town. Where's the record store?
Yeah, yeah. That's interesting. What do people do? Like, I know what I do. What do you think? What do you think people do now when they travel? Go eat sushi?
I think they still try to find the local record store.
Yeah.
You know, if there's one there, it does supply at least a little heartbeat of what's going on.
Would you say it's definite shift though, right? Because you would go, whether regional, national, whatever. Like these guys would come in, and I know they were buying records to play that night.
Right? Yeah, I seen Frankie going back to Frankie. He would do that. He'd
Yeah,
sometimes fly in without any and go to the store. And,
yeah. Now you stay holed up in your hotel cell,
right. Yeah.
feverishly looking on
Go through my set list.
SoundCloud and
Yeah.
and your email inbox that you haven't checked all week to see what promos might be out there.
Right. There's got to be good promo that I've left off here. Yeah.
That's interesting, man.
Yep.
Well, let's bring it on into, I guess, like 2000s, mid 2000s. That picture, obviously not. I didn't publish that one yet. We'll swing it. Some of these are old. We'll swing
Okay.
around to them later. But
Yeah.
we did that one, this one, this one. We did the group shot. I think I went, like I said, I went to the back of your page to grab those. So those are definitely old school. I know this one's this one brings it forward a little bit. Yeah. I see Rufio in there, so I know this brings it forward a little bit.
Yeah, that looks like one of the prisms.
Right.
I think that was one of the prisms. Is that the prism that we played?
I think so. Maybe. I don't know if that's Prism. That doesn't look like the booth there, is it?
Uh huh.
With the truss up there like that?
Uh huh.
I don't think I've ever paid attention to the ceiling.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting down on the dance floor. I don't know who's playing, and Rufio's getting down on the dance floor. That's a good time. That hole in
Yeah.
the wall space.
Yeah, that's a good space. That was also used, I say, back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's good to see that space return and host events like that. So
Did there used to be parties there?
there was some dance parties in there back in the
Oh,
day.
I wondered because for me it was new.
Yeah,
So I was like, wow, that's an interesting find.
that's why for me to see it come back, because it was, I'd say, about maybe 20 years ago when I saw it be used for that purpose.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
my buddy Gene, or G Maximum, who is now in DC, but he actually worked at this store with us, the Amato Records. He did a club night at the Hole in the Wall about 20 years ago.
Oh, wow. That place has been there a minute. I mean, it looks like it's been there
Yeah.
a minute.
Yeah,
You know, it doesn't look like a lot of renovations been done, but it's definitely a fun space for the underground vibe.
yeah, and they definitely let us do our thing there. It's really cool.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
It's good to find a venue that allows. We don't get too wild, but we definitely have a scene.
What else you got in the box, man? What else you got in the prop box? I
The
want to go
prop
in there,
box.
man. I got a few more photos, but that's the digital shit. I want to reach in this box.
All right.
Anyone listening now or later, whether you can see this or you listen on audio, he's got a box full of gems
Here's-
from the days gone by.
August 1999. This is Narnia. This is a big thing for San Diego.
Yeah,
You
man.
can,
That's
you can display
I
that.
can check that thing out. That's die cut as it gets.
Yeah, die
dude.
cut, and then we've got the
I have to actually scroll that.
yeah.
Hey, look, if I scroll it far enough, I never did this before, folks. First time ever. It'll scroll both
There's
cameras.
me right there.
Nice, check it out, dude.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, right? It goes from your camera to mine. Don't give away secrets, man. People don't know how we're sitting in here.
But yeah, I think Narnia. Gosh, Brandon and Nick, Global Underworld. They threw some massive parties. I mean, Narnia had upwards of 10,000 people.
Wow.
Indian reservation. I mean, it was just a milestone mark for San Diego to have parties outdoors like this with that kind of flavor. And so all the way up to, it was 90, 94, 95, 96.
Old. The quote on here is old schooling like a mug since '91, son.
Yeah.
That's some party knowledge right there, my friend.
Yeah.
Wow. What else you got in there?
So,
This is the treasure chest, dude.
yeah, we got some.
I'm excited. I had no idea this was on the menu for today.
My name's spelled wrong on there. This is 98. We can throw back to another cereal rave.
What did you call cereal rave? There we go.
This time, what?
Dazzle.
No cereal is safe.
Dazzle,
Captain
love,
Crunch,
elevator,
Rice
no cereal
Krispies.
is safe. By the way, this shirt I'm wearing from Chiba Hut is the restaurant right behind us, behind that
sweet.
wall, and they have a Rice Krispie treat that's made with Lucky Charms like that. Or no,
Oh,
whatever.
wow.
What are these things? These aren't Lucky Charms. What are those things, dude? Cocoa. They're like
Rice Krispies. But
they're the colored ones.
yeah, that's yeah.
They're the ones
Those
everyone
Fruity
made fun of
Pebbles,
because of acid, dude. So everybody used all the time for flyers. I would also like to take this time to note for anybody who's interested in old school ass things that this flyer is very representative of back in the day where the color was the front was color and the back was black and
Black and white,
because you
yeah.
couldn't afford to do two-side full color print.
Yeah, you got to save money. You got to save money somewhere.
Just so everybody knows, you had to get super creative with the black and white print. That was awesome.
I guess we'll take it back here. This was when we started getting a little big for our britches, but Alienation, we threw a party at the National Orange Show, and we were kind of the first ones to kind of go that big, I guess. But
These are so big, dude.
yeah, it's
What does that say?
Taking-
Diatribe? I gotta
Yeah.
go right back here for that one, dude. Holy smokes,
so yeah.
man.
Alienation presented Diatribe, and we brought Pierre.
Oh wow.
And the lineup's on the back there. It's kind of
What happened to the alien theme, man? It's
I
gone.
don't know.
It's gone from flyers, man.
We were on it for a while, and our crew was Alien Nation, so
I did see it kind of make a comeback last year. I saw a lot of these shirts. that had aliens on the chest. I don't know if
Yeah,
you saw those. It was like it looked like I don't know if it's fair to say the Skrillex alien, but it's what it looked, it looked like the
okay,
same alien he uses.
that's fair to
I don't know
say.
if it had anything to do with him, but he kind of repopularized Alien, I think.
And we'll guess this bust this one out. This was the Alienation's debut party here in San Diego at the World Beat Center. We had Frankie Bones.
Notice,
Core.
folks, little paper. That's a Kinko's style.
Oh yeah,
That's a copy center style piece of paper right there, folks.
yeah. So
That's awesome.
One of our Alienation members. So it was Paulo, myself, and Merlin. So he would like go to Kinko's. He would like draw this kind of stuff, and we would just kind of pass these little things at teaser. So that's Romper Room, the after hours.
Yeah. Now, would
So-
you do much more of a flyer, or was this it?
That was it.
That was your
It
deal.
was pocketable and
Check it out, folks.
Just yeah,
OG.
yeah.
How did? It has an address, so But the funny part about this is like that's just like, here's your thing, dude. Date, address. Sorry, no website, no phone number, no nothing,
You had
dude.
to
You
know
either
where to
5nd
go.
it or you're
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
You're
that's
out,
it.
bro.
Yeah. So
You imagine the panic there was on some people who couldn't find it
Oh gosh. Well, that's when people started rolling down their windows.
back in the day.
Roll
Listening
down your
for
window,
the
listen
party.
for the beat.
Oh man, dude, yeah, man.
Do we have everything that we need? They said to go down street, get the egg, bring it to the old man, and then.
How many parties would you say you've played? How many sets have you played, if you were to guess?
Over a 32-year span of playing.
Yeah, just how many 1 hour or more like sets that you've been booked for a party or whatever.
I don't even know if I could do math like that right now.
Estimation for myself was over 1,000.
I would say I'm well over that.
Yeah. Again, I've had times where I've played definitely like a lot more all year long than I do right now.
Yeah.
But
And you have more stellar years than some. And
Sure.
It's like, wow, I played out a lot this
Yeah.
year. But
yeah.
um,
Have you had any large breaks in there at all, or pretty much every year doing something?
I think what I've had was called maybe just little lulls where I just kind of either take it easy, not for a whole season, but a certain part of the year, like dormant or silent during winter, and then your spring, you're just kicking ass and
Yeah.
festivals and all this stuff. So,
Yeah.
but you take it, forward to this winter, San Diego's been pretty damn busy.
It's bananas, dude.
It's bananas where the scene has like just popped off. I mean, you got Thanksgiving, all the stuff in between, and then you got this, and this weekend is no exception.
Oh yeah.
It's not like people are taking
even
it
up
easy Saturday,
to
up to this
Monday
Yeah.
night, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's like
Henry's Pub. There's Charles Feelgood was last night
yeah,
at House Music Fridays.
House Music Fridays.
So
Will Lavin was playing there, I think, last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
there's no shortage.
yeah, dude, and people are going out, man. So maybe these smaller venues, with good promotion and whatnot, and clever stuff and great music,
Yeah.
good production, are really maybe that's good for a scene.
What I'm finding is that the embracing of the hometown heroes, the embracing of San Diego talent. We don't need to dial up LA anymore and pay somebody $700 or $1,000 to come drive 2 hours because we think that they're a bigger DJ.
And was there a stretch where it was definitely like
Yeah,
that?
we were paying people too much money to be here,
Yeah.
and promoters. It was hard for promoters to get ahead and like want to do the event again, or it's like, well, I spent too much money. The guy charged me whatever money to be here.
Yeah.
We drive only 2 hours. It's like, I understand about getting paid, and the DJs should get paid. But I think embracing the hometown heroes and the DJs that we have here, we have a lot of talent here.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah. A great range of music styles.
Yeah.
I haven't been in this area as long as you, but certainly been embraced, by a number of people, including promoters for Bloom
Yes.
and others, United by Bass and others, and been
Julia,
supported
Jason,
even as a,
Rufio.
someone that hadn't
Yeah.
been here for 20 years or whatever,
Yeah.
And I see a lot of the younger, the DJs in their 20s, guys, girls, all of it, also on a lot of flyers. I think it's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty interesting observation. I don't know Well, San Francisco, I know for sure, has a big hometown support
Oh yeah,
type scene.
always has.
Big time,
Yeah,
you know.
a lot of the Brit influence there as well too. So
Yeah, that's
yeah,
one of my favorite places to play, man.
yeah,
It's like, yeah, a couple years back when DJ ShYo, um, I had a number of music fans there that I didn't know of, which is usually the case. But
yeah,
DJ ShYo like brought me there to play like some pretty big parties, like 1,000 plus, even up to 4 or 5 thousand people. So I'm pointing this out because along the lines of your comment about support with the local scene, something I would love to see, whether it's you or me or Colin or who,
right,
Evlo, whoever, doesn't matter, but among the let's say the crowd that's not at every single crossed event, the one local,
right.
something I'm not sure how often it gets brought up with like these big promoters like an LED Presents or whoever does the bookings with Omnia, and put all the rules aside with bookings and agencies and all that shit. I'm not sure they recognize that, if you put a good, talented local in a great time slot, they'll start to become a great draw locally, even though they're from here. Like there's a big
Yeah,
stigma that you can't get a big draw if you're local, and it's completely untrue. I have several friends in San Francisco, and I play with them every time I go there because I know they're a great local draw. Maybe I
yeah,
am as well.
yeah,
Makes it even better.
yeah,
But they've got great local followings, and it's because they've had the opportunity to play at local parties with 1, 2, 3, 4 thousand people
yeah.
on big stages,
Right.
right?
No, I agree.
That's how they become a known artist, and then they get to start traveling out some because more people see them,
Right. No,
right?
I totally agree with that, and
Yeah,
I was a part of that wave. I think earlier on in this town, but your new promoters, like you just mentioned, and your Crossed and stuff like that.
yeah,
Like hey, when like Nicole Moldover, comes to town, or if someone dared to bring Adam Bear here and said, well, who would play or maybe open for him, or so that's why when UBB contacted me for opening or actually playing after Christian Smith,
yeah,
they're like, well, you're a techno guy in San Diego, you would of course be on this line.
yeah. That's awesome.
So they took a step. So someone like LED or like the Cross guys, plucking from the underground pool of DJs that we have
Yeah,
to be on one of those to open or something like that would be
yeah.
awesome.
Well, and it makes
Right?
sense for them, I think, too, because they if you get a local that
Yeah.
everyone loves,
Yeah.
elevated, they save money.
Yeah.
They don't have to charge less for the weekend ticket,
Right. Right.
and all the locals are stoked that one of their hometown heroes is playing a mainline slot,
And there might
right?
be an influx in tickets because some of the underground flavor people now would be like, well, if so and so's playing on it, I might buy a ticket for this now.
Right, right. I
So
definitely think that's the case. I can tell you for sure it's the case with me
yeah.
because I'm not here enough to be like going to every party I see just because,
Right.
like just go socialize all the time per se, like just the thing.
Right.
So I kind of pick and choose pretty close just for
Right.
the time I have that I'm here. And yeah, I mean, I don't ever go to some of these things because it's like, dude,
There's no local
I don't
support.
know any, yeah, there's zero, yeah, like, or there's one that opens at 12 to 1.
Right.
That's cool, but it's really not that cool.
Or
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool and it's cool to be on the flyer,
yeah,
but
they're
I'm
like,
telling you, like, it's not that cool if it's like 5 years in a row. You're basically the one San Diego people that are opening like a 10,000 person festival.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying.
We'll see you here at 8:30 for your set. You're like,
Like, come
okay.
on, man. Let's roll them up to like play. Put someone like that like right after Camel Fat or right after Will Clark, or
Yeah.
right after
Right.
let them bask in
Give
that.
them a
Because
chance.
those guys are so big already, dude.
Right.
Like, it's not, yeah. And a perfect example I saw of that, which just reminded me recently, and bringing it up again, is because you do see some of that at Burning Man, that mentality. Because I played on a night with Skrillex
Right.
this last burn, and Diplo as well. And dude, nobody knew really any. I mean, 5, 10 people might have known who I was. Let's just say maybe more, but
Yeah.
like the place was crawling because of Diplo and because of Skrillex. Different
Right.
parties, different nights. And Connie Icon from Opulent Temple hooked me up with the Skrillex thing, and I was part of the camp that had Diplo, and they were both fantastic parties, man.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it's pretty cool
It
to
was an
step
invitation
on.
for you
You know?
I mean, it's a game step upper for the DJ who gets to play after these big guys.
Yeah.
Who's like, okay, well,
Yeah.
that kind of pushes your envelope, it pushes your name out there a little bit more. So
Absolutely.
yeah, I mean, it might be a politically motivated thing here in the town. I don't
Yeah, I
know,
don't know the workings behind it. You know,
but
I don't know how much. I would really hate to think that like the artists themselves get involved with like eliminating like. It wouldn't surprise me if that's happened a few times where someone's like, "No, dude, I don't play with, you know, locals or things like that." Like,
is that some
it wouldn't
underground
surprise me,
DJ?
dude.
Like,
It wouldn't surprise me,
no.
dude,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
it's happened
yeah,
before. But I would really like to think that that's not the case
yeah. I don't
with
think
most
it's
artists.
driven that way.
Yeah.
And,
It's probably more to do with management agencies or agencies and things like
yeah,
that, making those kinds of pushes or decisions if that's what's happening.
yeah.
And maybe they just aren't thinking of it. So that's why I'm going to keep saying it on here, dude.
That's good. That's good. I like where you're going with
Yeah,
that.
man. You know,
Yeah.
so I did see, Omnia has, Eric Diaz
Yes.
from Omnia. How do y'all go way back or?
He actually worked at the CSL and Equinox record
Oh,
stores.
awesome.
He
Awesome.
was a record buyer there as well too. So.
I've heard him parts of sets a couple times, but the one time I heard him play full set was before Claude Von Stroke at
Mhm.
Omnia.
Mhm.
The night they did it was like 2 years ago, I think, with the America's Biggest DJ or whatever, the DJ Magazine, DJ Times, America's
Right,
Best
yeah.
DJ thing.
Yeah.
Claude Von Stroke was the guy, so it was a big party that night. Eric played before and then someone else after, but yeah, played what a great set, man. That's a perfect example. Place
Yeah.
was just crawling with people, man.
That's a perfect
And I was
example.
like, I don't know Eric all that well, but I know he's been doing his thing a minute.
Eric's got some
And
roots.
man, he laid it
a
down,
lot of
man.
roots, and
You know?
he made a lot of things turn here in town. So he was definitely a part of this record
Yeah.
store. And him and his brother and stuff used to play parties as well. So.
Oh wow, cool. Well, I'm stoked to. We didn't put a date for next year yet, but at some point, So who knows? He may be watching this one or listen to it later.
He might.
He
Yeah.
checks him out,
And then
But
that's good because,
shout out, brother.
Yeah, shout out to Eric Diaz for sure.
Yeah, man. What else? What else we got musically, man? We did kind of float all over the place, but that's what we do here. So I don't know any of these other photos that spur something. We hit that. That's kind of a birthday thing or whatever.
Yeah, prison.
Well, let's talk about. I think you said you ran a record label a little bit, and then you produced music some.
Right.
That...
So it was around. I guess when was the big distribution crash?
Early mid 2000.
Yeah. So it was around.
Was the
that
end of them
time.
all.
We, me and my buddy Aaron Lazarus, we did a record label called Alaris, and we had a debut release which was his. And then we did another one, and Noel Sanger did a remix for us on that one. And then we were about to come out with our third, and that's when the distribution just went down. So
you got like 4 releases out.
we were going to have 3.
Yeah.
So, but the first 2 we were able to know that like, well, we could do this. It's all right. We're selling them. You know, people wanted to just distribute it, so we were on the way. So that kind of left a bad taste, but
and nothing since in terms of label.
in terms of label, no.
Yeah.
But hopping on the horse and kind of finding your niche and producing with some other people to see what feels nice and where you can go.
Yeah.
I'm doing that now as well too.
And you're focusing on techno.
Yeah.
I would assume.
Yeah.
I would guess. Are there some producers in techno that you look up to, either or don't know, or
Oh gosh.
as you're learning and these kinds of things?
It's such an ever-changing thing. I could name some artists and stuff, but I guess just the overall, style. And then just as far as like who's been killing it in the techno, like Carl Cox, man,
Still, dude.
the king. The king. I mean, he is just like royalty when it comes to just like who's been doing this and like how his. I mean, some of the things I see in those videos that he airs lately, it's just like in front of castles and like it's like,
Yeah.
oh gosh.
Yeah.
And what was it? The monument,
Oh, the Stonehenge.
Stonehenge.
Was he in Oakenfold, right?
Him and Oakenfold.
Or Paul Van Dyke?
It was Oakenfold.
Oakenfold.
So it's
Yeah.
just stuff like that. It's like, okay, we're going there with this. All right.
It's
really
funny,
cool.
man. Like I hear my share of people that hate on everybody, but including myself. But Oakenfold in particular, um, if you're listening, someone listening now or
Mhm.
later, if Oakenfold's name makes you cringe, if you're one of those folks that's in that camp at the moment, go watch the Tommy Sunshine After the Rave Netflix series.
Oh yeah,
And
that.
he and several others are in one episode specifically talking about the roots in Ibiza,
Mhm.
and I've never been there, but uh, I respected him anyway because I had met him back in those early days when I was at Music Now,
Right.
with Young Deep Dish and all those cats. But man, even after watching that with Tommy Sunshine, who, by the way, have you watched some of those?
Yeah,
He's such a good
he's really
interviewer,
it's like a
talker guy.
documentary person. Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
I hope he does
very
another one.
very cool. Yeah.
But that episode, I don't know if you saw that episode, but it's just a crazy thing, man. Those guys were just, you know, as they say, like having a piss or whatever they say, whatever that quote is, they say,
Right.
and basically just partying, right? And they were just over there, like they weren't making any money back home in the UK, and like Danny
Right.
Rampling or someone's like, "Yo, come over to, Ibiza, dude. Check this out." They go over there, and there's some guy that's even way older than them who's like basically been playing house music there forever,
Right.
right? And then brings them all in, and then it just goes bananas.
Yep.
I mean, that's a crazy story,
It's a crazy
And
story. I
then
mean,
the next thing you know, like Bono from U2 stumbles through and is like, "Oh, I need a DJ for the tour. You good? You remix a song? Yeah, sure, okay." Like just on a lark, like not like he could have just as easily gone and been hanging drywall. Like it's
exactly.
that close to like that or that. Like when you hear him and he sounds very like, honest. He doesn't. It's not like he's fronting.
Yeah.
Like if
No.
you're Paul
Yeah. Yeah.
Oakenfold, dude, you don't
Yeah.
need a front.
Feast or feast or famine for them as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So
it gets to that. And
yeah, go watch that if you. And the other thing I kind of was gonna just throw out there on that one is like, what for people, because we get a wide age range of people watch and listen to this later,
yeah.
and just go watch. You know, if you hate somebody in music, go who's gotten really famous.
Watch
What
the
I do is go
documentary. Yeah.
watch, try to dig as deep as I can with some kind of documentary.
Right.
It's almost never what you think, and
Exactly.
and sometimes maybe it's really not what you like or into, how they got going and started. But most times it's like some crazy stuff.
It usually opens up a
Yeah.
different perspective than you had thought. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, okay. Well, maybe I caught them on a weird little part of their career or something.
Yeah,
I just wasn't into that. And now, or they used to do that? I
yeah,
never knew about that.
yeah.
So-
Well, and like Diplo's a good example. I don't know how much you've studied his
That's
past,
a
but
crazy one, yeah.
like there'll be so many people that are like.
These guys on channel.
I'll be like, "Hey, you like Ninja Tune? Oh yeah, dude, love Ninja Tune." Well, you realize that like one Diplo's first album and formative years for Ninja Tune were him,
Yeah.
and they're what? I was like upset about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, go back. And then like right after that, he and like MIA got together. There's a great documentary, several out there on him too. But it's cool stuff. So that's my throw out for people to, And it's also why I'm glad that on here I've been able to get a great range of people with their history.
Right. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I was very honored that you asked for me to be on here. It's, you don't get to tell your story like this all the time, and like how deep does your career go? Like,
Keep it rolling. What else is in the
like-
box, man? I blabbed enough about researching superstars.
Yeah.
Let's go check out. Let's stay out that box, man. You got like the whole thing is in there.
Well, let's see. What, you got any pictures of it too?
This while you're looking through there, I'm gonna read off a couple people that are hitting you up, dude.
Okay.
Mike Frostine, you know that cat?
Mike Frosty.
He didn't call out your name in particular, but he was in here hanging out.
Okay, so that's DJ Pal. He was San Diego's first hardcore DJ.
Oh, nice.
I kind of gave him that name as well. But we used to run around town and have a good time, and DJs with different flavors. We had hardcore DJs, breaks DJs, trance DJs, techno DJs, and stuff like that. So Pal has always been family. That's one of my brothers right there. Shout out to you. And I think he'll like this if I bust this out. Him and I went on our first adventure to Detroit.
Oh, that was the Summer's Lust.
Yeah.
in Detroit. Check that one out, dude.
Yeah, so that was a memorable trip with DJ
And he's
Pal.
on there. He's Pal.
Yeah, he's Pal.
What up, Pal?
So Oliver,
that rolls off the tongue, sweet, right?
Oliver Chester, and I think Richard Humpty Vision, T1000, and just to hear these guys play in like a place like Detroit, an old firehouse, and it just wow, getting to play with
Yeah, that's
people
cool,
like
man.
that. It was really cool. That was one of our 2 trips out to Detroit. So to say that you've been to Detroit twice,
and I have not, so
play?
that's freaking awesome, especially for the techno squad, right?
Yeah.
Let's see who else. So Mike's in here cutting it up. We got Donald Darketh. He's loving your Carl Cox stuff. A couple other things in here. That was me just hitting a few people up.
Yeah, Tony Fiore, I see him on there. He was also involved with the Alienation crew, and he was one of our DJs at Romper Room that I had rotating.
Nice.
We just had a lot of soldiers and a lot of, I call them family, friends, community, just music pushers, lovers. A lot of support out there. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
you guys
dude.
know who you are.
Thanks for dropping in to give us some shit in the comments. We're gonna keep digging in the give us some shit worthy box over here.
Yeah, let's see here. Here's one of those other Alienation ones.
Is do you know Alien Tom?
Alien Tom.
He's been around a minute. Yeah.
Yeah, I call myself a silent partner in their T is for Techno stuff.
Yeah. Hosted by Peppermint Patty and friends.
Tom and Sonia, they've treated me right this year. Techno was my home, my place for a little while, and they moved to Flux now, and they're doing a good job at that. So
yeah, I was glad to see that happen because
it takes some balls to do that.
It does, and it's going good, so, and it's like I was glad to see that happen because I love Blonde and I've played there a couple times.
Yeah,
but there's like a number of other techno parties kind of started up after.
Right.
Regardless of whether the people were into techno or not.
Yeah.
Point is that T is for Techno party was definitely, at least from what I saw, was
a big wave.
The first recent one that was just like,
yeah,
and
the stamp
and a cool format with the 30 minutes of guests. It was fun. What they call it, the two for twos thing.
Yeah,
that was cool.
It was good. It was good. It gave a chance. You have DJs that are booked to play at said night, but then you have this half an hour where 3 DJs are picked to play 2 each.
Yeah.
And that kind of gives the promoter, the club, and the night this flavor on maybe who you would book next time.
Yeah, and see, so like Tom and Sonia get it. I don't know, and it doesn't matter whose idea that was out of the pair or whoever, but that's cool. And I haven't seen that at a lot of things. That's a creative way to do exactly what we were talking about in terms of giving a little bit of time to shine to locals. And that's in their case, maybe beginners, maybe not.
Who's playing too is what he says that. And I think Tom came over to me and Donald Glod one night, and he had picked both of us to play twos. And another person. It was me, Donald, and Joe P.
Oh, jeez.
That's pretty good round of twos.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome.
So it wasn't always, the locals starving to play. So sometimes he would kind of bring it up a notch with that. So
yeah.
But yeah, the locals that kind of are hungry and are salivating to get up there. Who's playing too satisfied that itch. And it made a lot of people feel like they were a part of that night.
It's fantastic. And I don't think enough promoters, and who cares, Tom and Sonia, run with it. If you're the ones that lead the charge, go for it. I don't think enough promoters realize just how important it is to, particularly someone who's not DJ'd out before, to just play 2 songs.
To give them a chance.
Dude, that will stick in their brain for their whole career.
Yeah, big time.
And if they keep doing it or whatever, it'll stay with them forever.
That might ignite someone's fire to do it
100%.
Their whole life.
100%.
So, yeah.
What other so T is for techno. You know, I'm going
Yeah.
to call that the flagship at the moment, but
Yeah.
there are a lot of other good people doing things.
Right.
What else is on the techno side for the techno enthusiasts in San Diego? Where would they go? Where
Enter
would you
the
send
tech.
them?
Keep an eye on Rufio. I think 2019 is going to be a big year for Enter the Tech and Rufio's crew. Um, I I like to. Oh, and also like I said, the Divinity crew. I guess that would be another good techno crew that's
Okay.
rolling these days. So
Um,
that's Sebastian.
okay. Do you
Yeah.
know? Are you familiar with the Techniche with that group?
Techniques, Rudy,
Okay.
and John Bellotti.
Okay.
Yeah, I love those guys.
All right.
I like to refer to myself as crewless,
Yeah.
not clueless, crewless. And I could be a part of probably some of these more crew, recent crews and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I like to just be an ambassador for it all. I like to be able to play for Techniche. T is for Techno.
Yeah.
You name it. So I think if you kind of put your stamp on something, you're like, okay, I'm with these guys. You're kind of limiting your chances for a lot of stuff because some crews don't work with other crews. So if you're a part of them, then I don't know if I could book you now. So
And conflicts do arise,
yeah,
even if
so
they're just friendly. There's scheduling conflicts.
I've been here a long time in this city, and I decided to do that a long time ago, and it's because I just rather sell the DJ name.
Do that
as the
meaning
brand.
not necessarily
Run with the crew,
be a crew member
since the
so to speak.
alienation time, pretty much.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't either. I recognize my strengths
Yeah.
are
And you
producing music,
the
doing the label,
yeah,
and
the branding.
playing a few times a year here,
Yeah.
and then doing the out of town shows.
Yeah.
And that's what I like the most. I
Your-
definitely tried to
your
shoehorn
branding.
a bit more party producing.
Yeah.
Still do some,
Yeah.
but like 3 or 4 a year.
Yeah.
Nothing
Just light.
regular, nothing like that.
Nothing that's going to get you in
They're
trouble.
label based, and in this year or next year we'll be pretty much focused on the West Coast, but
So like
San
showcase,
Francisco.
like a label showcase.
It's the
type
juice night
party.
out parties basically.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and it's really just
That's
I'm the
awesome.
headliner. In most cases, it's not exclusive to that, but it's just worked
Right.
out that way because we've been able to do it that way. So,
Yeah.
but Vancouver, San Francisco, Seattle,
Wow.
we'll probably do one here next year. That's the focus. Yeah, that's
Keep
that's
in
been
mind.
fun. Yeah. No, that's been fun. Would love to do one a little bigger here, but we'll see. It might be late
Yeah.
next year.
Okay.
The one here, based on the schedule we're looking at right now. Probably do San Francisco first to kick it off
Nice.
in like the April time frame.
You said-
That's always a great
you
party
said you
for
like
us.
to play there.
Yeah, and they love
Yeah.
me playing there. So
That's good.
it's
a good
super fun,
combination.
man. Maybe I don't know if this resonates with you, but I just realized to not like there were certain things that I would see other people doing or that I thought I wanted to do, and I would try them for a while and maybe struggle a little bit. And then I just realized after a while, like, dude, if something doesn't like flow, just let that go,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah,
And like,
that's-
there's other people that are better at that. And to me anyway, my thinking was, hey, they're better at that because they're really passionate about doing it, and I'm not. So, like,
right. Just
let
let
it
them
flow.
Go. Let it, yeah.
And so similar to you,
exactly.
for me, that just also resulted in not really feeling the desire to, be part of a local crew or try to, whatever,
Right.
but rather celebrate the people who are and get excited about shit they're doing.
And I'm not.
You
I'm
know?
not discrediting
Yeah.
anyone in
Yeah.
any crew. I just feel that I'm a little bit more established here in town, and
Yeah.
I don't need to run and
Yeah.
prove that point. So,
And I think it's very friendly. I think they
So-
probably know that and see it mutually both ways.
Yeah.
One of the things I love
Mhm.
about San Diego, like I've
Yeah.
never heard anybody be like, oh,
well, I see it, and because
Yeah.
I do get calls from Techniche and T is for Techno,
Yeah.
and all the mainstays
Yeah,
here
yeah.
in Rufio. So
Yeah.
I don't try to, say one is better than the other. We're all in this together, and that's why 3 people are doing this.
yeah,
And that's
really
how this is
5 when
happening.
you think about
Yeah,
it.
but 5, yeah,
Sound and everybody else.
exactly.
Yeah, awesome.
So
What did you grab there?
I grabbed here. This was a Salt Lake party, and you had mentioned DJ Mexoplex. That's one of my brothers too, man. And we've gone out of town together, and we've had good times. So this is the Power DJs, and this is, I think, he actually brought me to Salt Lake, and I was a Salt Lake resident for a long time. So
Dude, this is scrapbook city right here,
yeah,
folks.
so Mexiplex and Jonathan right there.
Yeah, man. Well,
And
I had
shout
your
out
name
to
covered
you,
up a
Rudy.
little bit.
So
That's awesome, dude.
yeah.
If you had a favorite party, now that we know that promoters aside, crews aside,
Right.
for both of us, we're just salty. Don't worry, folks.
That's okay. We're
No,
old
but
and
crews
salty.
aside, if you had, since they're flyers are all digital these days, you don't have them in your scrapbook. But what would be one of your favorite parties you've played in the last year or two, or a couple of them? I'm not picking sides with promoters, just
And nothing against San Diego, but when I find myself on a plane going to a different city and being accepted by a different city altogether, the Idaho scene and the people there and the parties that they've thrown, I mean, they really know how to do it, and then they really treat you right when you come. So it would have to go to those guys, and either the Connection Music Festival, Aesthetic Evolution festivals, and just going out of town.
Was that this deal?
That
Was that a connection
one
flyer?
Of the connections,
One of them?
yeah.
Let me throw that up there real quick.
Yeah.
Where's that from?
That is an Idaho festival.
There's no year on it, so I didn't know.
Yeah,
But
I think that was maybe 2011.
All right,
No. Maybe a little more recent than that.
all right,
Yeah,
and that's in Idaho.
yeah.
What's well, we love San Diego, obviously, and we live here too and do music here. But so Idaho clearly is on top of your list of cities.
So, yeah,
San Francisco for me, without a doubt.
Yeah.
What else anywhere else you've been that you kind of shout out or like for a particular reason?
Salt Lake, good people there too.
I've never played there.
You wouldn't really think of it, and you're like, oh, they're kind of crazy people. It is
even
that.
my own friends that live there say there's some
Yeah.
crazy people there, dude.
But scene-wise,
all that aside,
there is a scene there, and they've had their ups and downs and stuff too. But that is one place that I'd like to get back to as well. So had a lot of fun there.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Is there I'm sure there's a list of like top clubbing cities in America out there.
I'm sure.
Yeah. But it's a big country, man. That's one of the things I definitely realized when 2015, I was all over the place that year, 2015, 2016. And man, it's a big country, dude. You end up like going places and you're thinking like, there's not going to be like a part, like a scene here. And it's like going off, dude.
Exactly.
Third tier, like what would be third tier in terms of number of people or something, a couple 100,000 person city or something. And it's like bananas. You forget it only takes 200-300 people
to make
a party
a
off
party.
the chain.
Exactly.
Even 100 in the right space can be a phenomenal experience.
And San Diego was good for those kind of numbers for a long time. And you had that, you had a party.
Yeah.
Again, fast forwarding it to now, and like what we've got, and we're able to do that. We're seeing thousands of these kids coming to this stuff, man. It's crazy.
Thanksgiving was big.
Whew. I mean, even the outdoor area where people were just getting some air.
Yeah.
Packed.
Do you think more people are getting into electronic music?
I think overall there's something happening. I think the EDM flavor is either wearing off, or people are growing up and finding deeper music, or that it's just the flavor is just becoming more tasteful and more evident. So
yeah, I think the EDM word itself is becoming more diluted to actually just be a general term.
And I hate to even go there.
There's a fight over that for a while.
And EDM is electronic dance music. So
yeah.
As we know, electronic dance music, it evolves.
It does. I mean, I don't mind interchangeably EDM and electronic dance music. To me, I just always treat them as the same thing. So, I do realize there was a genre period of like 2011-ish to 14, 15, right, where it was kind of that. But I think that's gotten diluted, man.
I think it's gotten diluted.
I think club owners, younger DJs, I don't think they associate that with a particular style anymore.
Right. I would agree with that.
Yeah.
And, we could all be snobs about our genres and stuff, but it's all electronic dance music. So
nice, man. What else? What else other than music, dude? What's going on in San Diego?
Well, like I said, I'm getting into a little bit more production, so hopefully in 2019 something will become of that. Um, constantly working with these folks on the stuff that they got going. I think there's going to be some good bookings coming up for me and everything. So
Awesome. What would be your producer dream? Like, what's like, I hate to say goals because like artistically, I think, I don't know, goals are, I have opinions on that, but like, more like the dream of your producer, where it would go.
my producing fantasies.
Yeah.
I would like to begin producing, maybe get a label kicked out there, and start working with some techno producers to get some remixes going and kind of intertwine whatever sound that I can create
Yeah.
with them, and kind of keep that ball rolling.
Kind of add it to
Yeah.
your existing sort of profile.
As the older I get, maybe just production of some techno and
Yeah.
and tour when need be, and just kind of.
Well, you can do it forever.
Yeah.
Dubfire is a perfect example of
Right.
that.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, age is just a number. So.
It is, but I just think it's funny. Like he's probably in his 50s.
Yeah.
I know for sure he was older than I was when I worked in DC.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I look up to them. Like, I mean, like 3 years when you're 20, 22 is like that's a big difference.
Right.
5 years, you're like, whoa, dude.
Whoa. Yeah.
They got like a job and a car. I just got out of school. I got debt.
You got guys out
I'm
there
still living at home.
been doing it 10, 20 years longer than us.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, okay, all right.
Yeah. They're not quite up in the category of like Sven Vath or Fatboy Slim in terms of age, but they've got to be somewhere south north of where we are.
Right.
Yeah, but that's cool. Have you ever heard Dubfire live?
I haven't heard him live.
Or just play a set,
No,
I haven't
heard
I mean, it's quasi live DJ set anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's all he does now is a bit hybrid.
I've heard some of the recordings that he's done,
Yeah.
like techno live sets and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So I like his style. I like where he's gone.
Has he been here before, San Diego, that you can
Um,
remember? Like across or something?
Maybe.
I would think that that's the kind of place he would play.
Maybe, but I'm not
I don't see him in Omnia or Basement or in like really the Spins probably too small.
Probably too
Or the
small.
promoters
It
that
probably
promote
was-
there probably.
The brass tacks company probably not worth it.
Maybe.
I don't know.
He's pretty OG. You never know.
Oh, yeah.
He's probably just busy, dude, eating sushi and playing techno in Japan.
To
whatever.
Tokyo, yeah, exactly.
If you look at his Twitter feed or his like Instagram or anything, I don't follow him anymore because I just know him from way back and I love what he does anyway.
Yeah.
But he's dude, it's always pictures of sushi and like gastropubs and it's like actually what it says on his like thing. It's like Grammy winner gastropub something. I don't know. It's pretty funny. What outside of music, man? You've been around San Diego a minute. What's some favorite restaurants and stuff here, man? Take it out of the music realm altogether.
Oh, the music realm. Wow.
Yeah, dude. This is where the left curves start coming.
That's cool. I like it.
Yeah.
I'm a big sushi buff. I like some sushi. If we're gonna take it there from Deadfire.
Yeah.
I like sushi restaurants.
Where's your favorite? You got a favorite here for sushi?
I don't have a favorite restaurant.
This is the Zagat's portion of the
Right? Yeah.
of the show.
Yeah, I am a foodie, but I don't really have I like looking for places that I really don't know about and finding gems.
You've ever been to
City,
Sushi Ota here in PB?
Here now.
Oh, yeah.
Sushi local.
It's supposed to be one of the best in America.
I might have
That's what they say.
I might have an
The
appointment.
price
after
reflects
show.
it. The price reflects it. I can tell you
Well,
that.
that's good. Okay.
Yeah, but it is good. I've been there a few times.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then I just got my places I like to go here in San Diego too, like OB. I mean, you've got your combination of beautiful scenery and like places. You got your hole in the wall, you got your hamburgers, and you got your sushi. I like to go to places like that to get around San Diego.
Well, I'm gonna do
enjoying my local city.
I'm gonna do a special blog post at some time that it's just gonna be all the restaurants people recommended off of here,
Oh,
off the show.
there you go.
It's a lot. I don't always ask, but I love food. I like cooking too. But yeah, any foodie tips. I'm gonna do a
Yeah.
Variety Show foodie post
That's good.
one day.
That's good.
So along those lines, you got a favorite taco spot?
Favorite taco spot? Gosh, a good one. Any good ones?
Mike said you guys ate Carl's Jr. every day for a year.
I would, yeah,
He just eats Carl's
it's a
Jr.
faster Feeman with the DJ thing. Yeah, we were eating some Carl's Jr.
You
Yeah.
want to produce techno that's used in a Carl's Jr. commercial. That would be awesome. Actually,
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your set. I don't know. Exactly.
Ask him about Big Ed's. I'm assuming we're still on the restaurant tip, Mike. Big Ed's.
Yeah, Big Ed's is a 7-Eleven journey. So we would get our big Mountain Dew, Big Mouth, whatever's, and then it was like basically a cookie ice cream sandwich called Big Ed's.
Ah.
It was like 2 cookies in the sandwich.
Dude, I love
Big
ice cream.
Ed's.
I was just down in a few month or so ago. I was down in Ensenada for the Baja 1000
Mm-hmm.
and just spectating, and I found this homemade ice cream shop there. And I'm thinking, like, I'm talking to the guy with my broken Spanish and trying to figure out what's going on here. And he's making it all right there, man. I was like, that's awesome, dude.
That's cool.
Yeah, he wasn't like bringing it from anywhere else. He was like, oh, custom flavors, all this stuff.
Wow.
He's like, I'll make you 5 gallons if you want a custom flavor.
You're like,
dude.
oh, okay.
He's like, come back tomorrow.
There's some crazy off the wall flavor.
It tasted amazing. It was great. I mean, I live here in PB, so like just up towards Tourmaline. So I'm kind of, you're kind of, most of the restaurants in your hood.
Yeah.
You tend to default to, but
Yeah, I just actually moved from one place to another, so I'm kind of getting a feel for what I have around me now. There's a place called the Garlic Shack over by my house. That's really good.
Oh, and is everything in a way derived from garlic, or no? It's just the name.
They got garlic fries, and I think they do try to add garlic in all their stuff. So they got hot dogs, burgers, and like sandwiches or something. Real small, but it's actually being remodeled. It's going to be done mid-January or something. It's
nice.
Check out small, local.
The Garlic Shack. What area are you living in?
It's called Mount Hope. It's
Oh.
over there between like the 15 and 805, like by National City-ish.
You've probably lived a few places here too. Now that I think about
All
it,
over the place.
what's been the favorite hood?
The favorite hood?
If I'm going to move here, any friend of mine that ever is like, "Yo, I'm going to come visit," I'm like, just get a one-way ticket and move, dude. So if that said,
You're gonna
where would
get
you
hooked.
go? Where would you tell someone to land for their first neighborhood?
Man, I've lived in North Park, PB, Santee, National City. I'd say go over towards your beach communities. It's kind of a little bit more pricey, but I mean, you kind of get what you pay for. But I mean, there's so many things to do. Somewhere where you could walk out of your place and go to the nice spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I noticed here, you park, you could walk, you can go to a bar, a burger joint, sushi place.
Yeah, and PB's picking up its game, like particularly daytime game.
Yeah.
Like it took a
was
while
nice.
since it's 10 years since alcohol was banned on the beach.
Yeah.
So it's taken some time,
Yeah.
to like cycle a bit, but that has proven, I think, to make a lot more people available to go to the restaurants after the beach day.
Exactly.
It has to be, because people didn't stop drinking. They just can't drink on the beach. So like
we just can't take it over there.
Yeah, a couple hours, cut out at 3 and go hit these restaurants, patronize them, and I think it's worked well.
I think so too.
Because you've got like Iron Pig down there, just a little way on the way out, kind of cool barbecue. You got Grass Skirt over here, which is a Hawaiian themed joint.
I noticed that because I had to park on the other side over here, but I walked around the corner and I was like, wow, I might have to check out some of these places after the show.
Sandbox Pizza is a real good
Yeah.
brick oven pizza.
Yeah.
There's this other pizza joint that does more like Italian thin style, Ambrosio 13. It's over that way up on Turquoise.
Okay.
Mr. Moto right here behind us. You get your regular stuff too.
Right.
Your typical sandwich shops or Baked Bear ice cream. Like there's a few chains. I think we have more chains here than like OB does or
Yeah.
like it's definitely more tourist intent here.
That's cool.
But,
Yeah. I'm definitely a foodie. You say favorites. I tend to not have like too many favorites because you can stumble on some really good stuff.
I can't get him to commit, folks.
Yeah. Sorry.
The non-committal.
Um,
I was going to give you the Ghost Wing Challenge, but I didn't make it to Dirty Birds today. You ever eat wings at Dirty Birds?
no.
Have you ever watched that YouTube thing, Hot Wings?
Yeah. The challenge.
It's hilarious, right? They go through the 10 wings. Well, I'm like, I'm not going to cop someone else's idea because it's awesome. It's fun to watch. But I do think it's funny. I think I'm going to just have a random, a random part of the some episodes and just grab these. They have a wing they call the ghost pepper wing, you know, and you just skip right to 10,
Right.
and the glass of milk. There's no fucking around. Like you can smell it and know whether you're gonna do this or not.
Okay, it's not gonna work.
Yeah. So if I spring that on someone, should I do that in the beginning or towards the end?
I would say towards the end.
In case we have to end quickly.
Yeah, you might need to edit there if you do it in the beginning.
Bathroom's only 30 feet away, dude. Yeah.
Well.
we have to cancel the show, folks. Yeah. Those things are wicked, dude. I ate one. I had a friend of mine came, and Thug Shells from Canada. She came down. She emceed with me at a Broken Beat party, and it was a lot of fun. And we went over there and ate them. And both of us were like trying to be like, we were like trying to be tough about it.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, because we had like some of the regular, like they were rated like a 3 out of 10. We ate those and we're like, that's not spicy, dude. We didn't know each other that well, so like spice levels, and it was like, yeah, okay, I can ratchet it up. And we're like, fuck it, let's just go for the hottest. We asked the girl, the waitress, and we was like, okay, she said the ghost, whatever. We did that, and we were both like trying to be tough about it. And like there was a point where we both just started tapping the table like to drink water. The water made it worse.
Oh yeah, it just spreads it.
Yeah, both of us for like 2 hours were like complaining about our stomachs. It was like,
it just spreads it.
Yeah, but that's because we ate all 6. So I think one. All right. So that's a go. I should work that in.
Yeah,
that's probably
I think so.
That's probably an episode worthy thing. At least
I'm glad I missed that one.
At least try it once.
I dodged the bullet on that one.
Yeah, dude, you're lucky it was Saturday because I didn't want to go screw around with their line. I don't want to screw around with their line.
Oh wow!
Anything else in the box? What else we got?
I was just kind of
in the archive box. That thing's wicked, dude.
Yeah, there's some crazy stuff.
Any like real photographs? I see what's going on over here on the side, man.
Microwave. This is a good San Diego thing. Which one?
Let's just buzz through. Let's do this. Buzz through like some of these flyers. I really want to give. It's like a section here. I want to just give people a taste of paper flyers, bro. You put them there. Look at that, dude. Copyright infringement all day.
All day.
All day copyright infringement. I love it. That was the Buzz Lightyear. That's an epic story, man. There's a documentary on Pixar. Have you watched that? Epic, dude. Epic documentary on Pixar.
No, I don't think I.
Oh, it's fantastic.
I should get that.
Little nerdy in the beginning, but it's well worth the watch. The history of how that all came about.
There's Dance for Life.
Romper Room going down. What else we got here? I'm reeling them off. Dance for Life. That's the OG crowd photo flyer right there.
Yeah, that was actually in front of the federal building in LA.
Okay.
And it was kind of like basically a petition.
Get up on that.
To dance.
Yeah.
Like we have the right to dance. So,
movement. Is that movement like Detroit movement?
That would be movement here. We did
okay.
a string of, they did a couple parties. The UCSD students had it was like they did an electronic like kind of class thing or whatever. And they would throw a party. Cool. So we used the whole campus and they threw a party.
Is KCR the station from UCSD?
I believe so.
Is that, yeah, Scarlett, I don't know if you know her, Scarlett Santa Maria. She was in here a few weeks back, and she does a show, Scarlet Letter thing on there.
Hi, Scarlett.
Yeah.
Props to you.
Yeah.
I'd like to be on her show too.
Yeah, and she's definitely got some great ideas on how to expand techno music and music in general to people, which I love. I think it's great.
There's 98.
Different generations getting down. Dude, we're just crushing it. This one, by the way, is like, that's that Vegas flip paper style right there. You can hear it. Dude, I love them, man. This is you can hear the difference in the sound. That was like someone had money. Someone had a bigger budget for that show.
Yeah, these aren't online. Well, I mean, some may be online, but.
Diatribe. So it's Mark Quark, Paulo, Taylor.
Yeah.
Taylor, dude. I haven't heard that name in a minute, man.
That was some Chinese restaurant over off, like La Mesa somewhere.
Wow.
Yeah, Summer of Love.
My Electric Love family up in Vancouver will love that. The founders of that festival were big Summer of Love proponents.
Magic Fridays.
This is like the dark period. This one.
Right.
Incubator. That was like someone without a graphic design degree made that one.
Here's one of the play schools. It's like a little
Magic Fridays. You can almost date these things by the amount of like the popularity of the copyright infringement on the flyer. You can almost date these things. Like you can get away with basically anything in the 90s.
Anything. Alice in Wonderland.
Pretty much anything.
Utah Saints. This is Play School.
Oh, wow. Check that out. Another Play School. That's Play School with a booklet.
Yeah, that was the...
That's a legit booklet, folks. Look at that. That's awesome, dude. A rock stage, fashion stage, house stage, main stage, arena club, VIP room. Man, look at some of the stuff in here, dude. This is like, check out that guy. Did you know that cat? The Buffalo Exchange ad guy? Model?
No, I've probably seen them around the scene though.
But what's crazy is that's like legit dancewear back in the day.
Oh yeah.
That's not like that may seem a little funny nowadays.
They actually have clothes on.
But right. That was style, man. Back in the day, dude. Just get a club full of sweaty people, man. Like that. That's awesome, dude. The booklet.
The booklet, yep.
The booklet era. That's cool. Looks like someone got influenced by some Chip and Dale or something. I'm sure I should probably know who that character is, but I don't know who it is.
That's a dolly painting that they kind of just...
Ripping off more shit. That's awesome. What's going on with this one? This is like the... I'm trying to get them good. Maybe I'll do a little clip of this when we're later, after the fact. Sometimes I do some clips after the fact. And
I guess we got these too.
Flyer clips. And every word, like, have you noticed, like, over the years, there's certain things that get replaced, like, spelled differently? It's like a thing.
Exactly, yeah. It's not...
like a number of these flyers were about substituting the PH for the F.
Right.
Right? Like, that, dude, that was a total thing. Substitute the PH for the F. But it's not much different than, like, substituting numbers for things nowadays.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Like, they're all about that. It's, like, all about that shit.
Well, I mean...
Send of the clowns.
Yeah, we can go on and on.
Hey, but this is early K replacement technology right here.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Substitute the K for the C, dude. This is 1998.
Yeah.
So, like, that's like, you can learn a lot from these old flyers, man. This is, like, the history of the K.
And we're talking 20 years ago.
I know, dude. It's the history of the K, man. I'm surprised it hasn't yellowed. This is solid stuff, folks. Look at this. You don't see no street people clipping those in Vegas.
No.
More like the one you got in your hand.
Yeah. Genesis is a little... after Romper Room, I think we try to do a little weekly...
Yeah. This is like one of those where they were trying to screen grab from a TV, for the graphic, and you could see the pixelation back there, like it was maybe a TV, maybe not.
Bedtime, new Mexiplex again on 4 decks, 94.
Dude, let me bring this out, dude. I don't even know if I knew what beats were then. It's pretty early, dude. I love it, man. Just get it. You can almost smell that flyer. It's so awesome. Bedtime.
We're talking Kinko, late night Kinko surprise there.
Yeah, that is.
If you know what Kinko's is.
That is some legit. Yeah, forget the fax machine. Just the actual whole entire print store is gone. Nah, they're still around.
Another shout out to Mexiplex on there.
Best move Kinko's ever made was however the merger with FedEx came about.
Oh yeah,
best move ever.
Oh yeah, big time.
I remember when that happened. It made no sense to me. I was like, why on earth would a shipping company and an office place do that?
Copy and ship.
Yeah. Then it became really apparent.
Oh,
more people will go there because they can print their shit and then ship it.
Yep.
Love it. Kinko's the bomb, dude.
Yeah. So I guess when I'm not doing any of this, I'm a very proud father. To Jonathan Jr. And I don't know if we have any pictures of him.
I don't know if I had any there or not.
But I'm just doing the dad thing, techno dad.
That's awesome.
And
well, I think it's. I think that's. I'm going to show this picture here, unrelated, or maybe related to music, but I'll show it in a minute. But along the lines of your comment about family and kids and music, and I don't know if your son's interested, or even at the age yet, music interested.
Oh, big time.
Yeah,
he's gone with me to a few of the park parties that I played out here, and anytime that he can go, he goes. But he's very much into the DJing and wants to learn. And
awesome!
Very much happy that his
Awesome.
dad's a DJ.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. So Scarlett was in here, and I had a picture of her dad. She had posted it online.
Yeah, I
And
think that's awesome.
dude,
Her
he's
dad's a
been
mobile DJ.
yeah. And she doesn't
Exactly.
really DJ anymore. She said,
Yeah,
but yeah, it's still the vibe, and she's doing music things.
exactly.
And
Music
yeah, I
is a
just that,
vital
that that's
part.
awesome, man.
Hmm.
That's really because sometimes, particularly if I talk to people that are, let's say, in their maybe mid or late 20s,
Right,
there's like an urgency, and I can sense it, like an urgency and rush to like accomplish whatever.
right.
Nothing wrong with drive and
Nothing wrong with
ambition at
drive.
all. I'm not
No,
saying that,
no.
but uh, you can do this a long time.
I mean, drive and ambition is why
You
I'm
know,
sitting with you here
yeah,
today.
you can do this a long, long time.
So, yeah,
And statistically, most people are not going to, be main stage at EDC.
no,
Is all I'm saying.
no. That's a
So
lottery ticket.
it
But
is. It is. Even a lot of them will tell you that.
your
You know.
your definition of success for yourself, showing you all these flyers and being on your show. I mean, that's a definition of my success. I mean, I don't need to. It'd be great to play at ABC or something like that.
Oh,
But I
no
mean,
doubt, no doubt at
I've
all.
got some good shows below my
Yeah,
belt, so I don't. I'm very blessed at what I've been doing and stuff like that. But yeah, stuff like that is a lotto ticket.
yeah,
And
for sure.
for these kids who are doing it now and they've got that drive, they got that fire.
Yeah,
It's good, and it's good to see the old folks have the fire as well.
yeah,
I
hundred
think it
percent,
motivates
hundred
them even
percent.
more.
Yeah, and I just
So wow,
like I
you're
think
still doing this?
the family aspect of it all, and not just blood relative, but just age ranges, two, three, four generations, as long
Yeah.
as this music's been around.
Hmm.
I think that is really what occasionally I'll get asked about longevity stuff, and that's what really makes it to where you can have longevity because
Exactly.
you can find a place that maybe isn't a particular exhausting rat race niche.
Right.
You may find more fun there.
Exactly.
You may find more money there too,
You may
if
find
if
more,
money is
more
part of what you need
consistency.
out of your music life,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
things you can do. So I just I like to make that comment just to encourage people to not to say drop the dream if that's their dream of the EDC main stage, but to
Right.
just make sure you realize there's a big broad spectrum of things that you can do
Oh
that
yeah.
will somehow play together over time.
Yeah.
You know,
And the technology thing these days, I mean, plays a big part in it.
it's amazing,
Back
man.
when we had to get our nails dirty a little bit more to get our name out there. So
Yeah.
with the online capabilities and there's this future technology that we have now, I mean, you get your name out there pretty
Blast
quick.
your neighbors. What's this picture? This may be I don't know if this is a left turn, right turn, or down the middle.
Okay.
Star Wars.
Big,
Pretty
big,
self-explanatory, but what is it?
big impact in my life. I think that was either a trip that me and my son went, and I caught the couple stormtroopers with Darth Vader there. But yeah,
Where was
we're
that?
into Star Wars at Disneyland.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's like
yeah,
a set behind you there.
Yeah.
I gotcha. I
yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. Star Wars is a big part of my life, big time.
What? How so? What else? What since the first movie?
Since the first movie, since
Oh,
sitting
all
on
right.
my mom's lap in '77,
All right.
just ah.
I'm down with this. Are you also a big fan of all the series, or is there like a period that's not for you?
Um, I tend to all give it a chance. Some of this newer stuff, it's for the older guys, it's kind of okay. Where are they going with this? It's hard to swallow. What are they messing with the old stuff? What's
Ah,
going on? But if you just sit back and go, okay, let's let them complete the story and let them do their work.
all right.
Because with Disney buying it and all that stuff,
Oh, that happened recent though, right?
it was like
4 or 5 years.
well, it's coming on 10 now. I
Oh,
think, yeah.
you can tell how dialed in I
Yeah.
am to that, man.
And it's coming. It's not there yet, but it's approaching 10 years since I think Lucasfilm was purchased by Disney.
All
So,
right. All right.
but yeah, I mean, it's been since then. It's been Star Wars everything.
I did notice there's a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's a lot
yeah.
bigger push behind it.
So,
Favorite of all the movies? You have a favorite?
Empire,
Really?
Empire Strikes Back.
Huh. That was the second one.
That was the second one.
Okay. I recall liking that one quite a
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
it was the return of something that you really kind of salivated over. It was a continuation of something that you didn't even know would be continued or not.
Yeah.
So, and it had a little bit more deepness and darkness to it. So that's why I kind of like that.
Is that when the Wookiees were introduced? Not the Wookiees, the the little
The
fuzzy
Ewoks.
guys, the Ewoks.
That was Return of the Jedi. That was the third one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was introduced in Empire Strikes Back? Was there a new character
So they
that
were
was
like in the snow.
was
and
Jabba
then,
in that one?
That was Return of the Jedi. Too.
Okay. Damn it! Maybe Return of the Jedi is my favorite, and I just don't know it.
They froze Han Solo, and then they rescued him in Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
So,
Harrison Ford's the man, huh?
so it was that in between thing, and the love story they added in there too. So.
Oh, yeah. Dude, I listened to a podcast with who's the lady that did Princess Leia? Do you know her real name?
Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher, yeah. She's pretty trippy, man. She's pretty funny.
She's awesome.
Yeah. She didn't do a whole lot of other acting stuff, after that, but I guess she didn't need to.
Didn't need to.
Yeah. But listening to her talk about like just the whole like dynamic, the great dynamic between the actors at the time, and basically nobody really being famous except for Harrison Ford,
right,
like, to a degree, just as pretty cool.
Yeah.
And like the subsequent 30 years of touring around at Comic Cons,
they had to form this
whatever.
bond, between us. Yeah.
Pretty neat. That's
crazy.
pretty cool. Have you ever done Comic Con stuff with like dress, like, are you into that, like that
I
whole
haven't
thing?
done any cosplay or anything, but I did go to one of the Star Wars celebrations a few years ago, and that was
Here in San Diego?
that was actually at the Anaheim Convention Center.
How many people does that hold?
Wow, a lot.
Yeah, I mean they play basketball there, right?
I think so.
So it's like probably 25,000 at least.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
It was huge.
Just in the stadium, the
That
seats, so
convention
if the
was
floor and
just-
everything is. Oh yeah, and I haven't been there. Maybe it's got a larger facility.
Yeah,
aside from the arena.
They got walls they could push back. It was they could make this open, huge
Oh,
space,
wow.
and it was just enormous to see that much Star Wars there. And
Dude.
you had vendors, you had props, like life-size props, and it was crazy stuff.
Wow, they have like life-size, Enterprise, or not Enterprise, it's Star Trek, but the freaking
Millennium Falcon.
Millennium Falcon, and
They
or at
had
least
some
big
of them.
models of them.
Yeah, they had newer props. They had, I think, a pretty good size one of the walkers.
Oh,
the
dude,
AT-ATs.
those
They had
things
one
are
of those,
crazy.
huge.
Oh man!
So they wouldn't fit in anybody's garage.
If I'd known you were a Star Wars, I'll get it the next time we do this. But if I'd known you were a Star Wars fan, I've got a picture from when I went to one of those expos, like at Comic Con, I think, in New York, and just picture with like a life-size Jabba the Hutt.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and you could lay there like with the chain on your neck, like Leia,
Oh,
but like
yeah.
substitute and prop like photo. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, they had some pretty good. I think it was right as The Force Awakens was coming out, so they had some of the newer stuff there, and some of the like the actual set designs, and
Huh.
it was really cool to see all that stuff.
Do you think that's influenced your music at all? I mean, because that would have been before you got into techno, but like, do you think the whole sci-fi,
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the movies I've watched, the old music that I've listened to,
yeah,
like I don't want to say pre-techno, but like
well, but it would be.
I
There's
started-
no
yeah,
techno
yeah,
when
there's
Star
no
Wars
techno.
came out,
So-
dude.
So I was an '80s kid. I played '80s music, and I'm still an '80s DJ when called upon, and I love playing it. That's my roots.
All right.
'86 is when I started DJing. So from the '80s, you had your I was more into like goth and industrial type stuff,
Okay.
and then that's the kind of late '90s, and then you have your ultimate like rave stuff that happened anywhere from like '89
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
you know
I remember
rave.
I used to hear a lot of samples of Darth Vader
Yeah,
would be in a lot of techno and
Oh yeah,
those kinds of things. Do you remember the what were you gonna say?
Mike Frosting, who's been chiming in here.
Oh yeah, who's been
Huge
terrorizing the chat.
Star Wars fan.
Mike, who's terrorizing the chat.
big Star Wars fan there, and so I'm probably watching my P's and Q's, making sure I get all these questions right and stuff. So,
Yeah, you got to be careful, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Boba Fett, he says, was in the second one.
Boba Fett was introduced in Empire Strikes Back. Thank you, Mike.
Yeah, Mike got you there. Empire.
So,
Well, you knew we'd get corrected, bro.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
See, I knew that already.
See, I actually can't even say the word Star Wars on here unless there's someone who I know knows more than I do.
Oh,
because my shit's so bad. I'll just get shredded to pieces, dude. Yeah,
I'll stick my neck out there for you.
because Star Wars fans are awesome, man. But you could lose music fans if you claim to know Star Wars and don't. You could get brutalized, dude. Oh man, that's hilarious. What's coming up with Star Wars? Is there anything announced that's coming soon that's exciting for a Star Wars fan?
Episode 9 is gaining ground, and that's not this year, but next. So
Right.
that'll be the end of that newer trilogy that JJ started. So,
Huh. Abrams?
so
That's a thumbs up for him as a producer?
I would think so. Yeah, he's got to.
I mean, you're as a fan, you like it.
Well, I think he
You're
did
in.
okay with The Force Awakens. He kind of
I heard
lifted it
good
off
things.
again.
Yeah.
A little bit of a carbon copy here or there on some stuff, but I mean, it was about the lift off, the interest again. I
Yeah.
think he did a good job of that, sparking that again.
You think they'll ever do a Disney-fied version of Star Wars? Animated, cartoon style.
Well, they've done
Have
some
they?
Rebels,
Hmm.
Star Wars Rebels. That was all Disney animated stuff. They're working with Lucasfilm on that. So
Okay.
they've merged the two already.
Hmm.
Big time.
I need to go get the catalog, dude. I need to
Yeah.
catch up. I need to catch up before I have another Star Wars fan on here.
Star Wars Rebels. It's good. It's good.
Note to self: ask if they're a Star Wars fanatic
Yeah.
before we get going down that line. Oh, that's awesome, man. You into any sports or things like that? Being a Southern Californian,
Sports.
surf at all?
No surf.
I'm a hacker.
Hardly any swim. But I'll watch occasional football here and there and stuff, but not really big sports fanatic.
So you see a video of Kelly Slater, doing a standing jump out of a pool. You're like, I got that.
Like, okay.
That guy's
Was
crazy,
that
man.
Later? Okay, I guess.
I don't follow him closely, but I definitely grew up with him in my idolizing
I've definitely heard the name.
type of figures,
I've definitely heard the name.
Yeah, it's funny. He's who he is. He's popular anyway, but he had a big pop like a week or two ago because he was surfing a pipeline and he actually he was in like a barrel. He fell off, got back on the board, dude, and came out of the barrel.
Oh wow.
Yeah. This is like a 10-foot wave. Not small. Probably bigger. But yeah, it was crazy, dude.
Kelly Slater.
It was hilarious.
Wow.
Yeah, so there was there were a bunch of memes and shit going around about it, this and that. And it was like one of his first concerts, I guess, after having a broken foot or whatever. I got all caught up on things, but that's pretty like when you've done it all, including you got your own clothing line and surfboard line and watches, luxury watches, and then you do that. It's
time
like
to go extreme.
let me
Yeah.
up the game. Let me up the game there, dude.
Okay.
Awesome, man. Are you into? Do you watch UFC fights at all? Are you into any kind of fighting, boxing, whatever?
It depends on
It's
who
a big
it
one
is.
tonight.
Is it a big one tonight?
Yeah, John Jones is.
Oh, he's coming down.
Dude, it's a fiasco. He's like, I'm a pretty big fan of UFC, but that dude, I'm not a huge fan of him. Like, it's fun to watch fight, but
Right.
I think it's kind of sad when people just can't get their shit together.
Right.
I don't know. Like,
He's had trouble.
yeah, I don't feel sorry for him,
Yeah.
but I just think it's kind of strange when,
Yeah.
like, someone kind of has everything, but just can't seem to, like,
Keep it on track.
he, like, seems to attract the USADA is like this drug testing group, right? So he seems to attract problems with them.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I'm just buying a ticket to watch two people fight,
Right.
so I don't really give a shit. But
Who's he fighting?
Gustafsson, Alex, I think Alex, something Gustafsson,
Wow.
that guy. Yeah, but so with this one, apparently what happened was it was going to be in Vegas, but he, dinged on his drug test like a week before.
Okay.
So, and this is what I read, so from reputable sources, but so apparently they had to last minute, dude, and I'm talking a week ago, they had to move the fight to LA or Anaheim, where there's they do a lot of UFC there, and Anaheim, it's where the stadium is, where they play ball and stuff. Yeah, and I've been to a fight there before, but it's crazy, dude. That's like, they do like 20,000 or something people at the gate at some of those things. I don't know how the size of that one, but some of them are really big.
Yeah.
And so they had to move the whole thing from like a week's notice to accommodate him. It seems maybe there were other factors. Well, because he popped, nobody else popped.
It was like,
And so they're like,
dude.
oh, well, we'll just move the whole thing so he can get cleared over here. It's just like, that's the craziest thing, man.
Yeah, that's
You know?
contingent on your on your drug screen.
Yeah, like,
Oh,
can you imagine if they drug tested in the EDM business?
Is anybody house a DJ?
If there was like, there would be, if that ever happens, like all the straight edge DJs get in line because there'll be like all the opportunity.
Oh
Yeah. It'll be like,
this is why I never did any of that.
they better hope they don't pull hair.
Right, yeah. How
Yeah.
far do you go back?
I don't know, man. What else? So anyway, that fight's tonight.
That's nice.
My mom's in town, so my mom's a fight fan,
Nice.
so we're gonna go do that. When my mom comes to town, it's like for a month. It's like for a month. She's from the East Coast. Yeah,
Okay.
so we're going on week 1 now.
Okay.
Got 3 weeks to go.
Well, that's usually what happens. They usually like to get out of the weather for
Yeah.
a while.
Yeah.
Like,
You ever-
California, 60 degrees? I'm there.
Your parents live in the area, or family live in the area?
About 2 hours up north.
Oh, okay,
And
so
that's where I
California.
spent like my Christmas with my mom
Yeah.
and stepdad up there. So
Yeah, I highly recommend if anyone gets the opportunity to like have their mom or dad or whoever is alive come stay with them
Come
for
stay,
like
yeah.
3 weeks at their place.
Yep.
You learn a lot about yourself
Yep.
and
them.
your relatives.
And them, yeah.
It's awesome. It's a great time. I love her. No, it's a great time.
That's good.
And on top of that, I'm babysitting a dog from a past relationship for 2 weeks so she could travel.
okay.
You know? Yeah, and so that's pretty cool. It's an awesome dog, very well behaved. But
Well, it's
Yeah.
good to be connected with family and do good stuff.
so it's full house, bro. Is what I'm
That's
saying.
good.
Up
That's
in this.
good.
So this actually is great for me, man. Thanks for
Awesome.
thanks for coming and spending a couple hours with me, dude.
Not a problem, man.
I'm like all week. I'm like, nope, podcast on Saturday. I'm like texting you, like, bro, you better come through, man. You better come through, dude.
I'm fine.
So I don't know, man. Anything else you want to shout out before we like wrap it up today, or what?
Gosh, shout out to my beautiful love, Monica. I know she's watching and been watching.
Oh, sweet, man. Did I have a picture of her?
I think you did have a picture of her. That's her right there. We're at having sushi and OB there. So
Yeah, there we go.
yeah,
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Shout out.
shout out.
Awesome, dude. What else? Anything else?
Gosh, man, I just in preparation for New Year's Eve, just getting it together, man.
Are you already putting tracks together?
I'm just getting tracks, buying tracks, going
I'm
through
totally like-
promos.
Yeah. I don't know why I'm so
It's just-
excited, dude. I mean, I get excited for gigs, but
Because when we see the crowd and everything that's going to happen on this night,
Yeah.
it's going to be big. It's going to
Yeah,
be nice. I'm looking forward to this as well.
yeah, I always get some sort of vibe about parties, you know, before I play them, and like this one, it's just all been great.
It's a super vibe.
The promoters are crazy online. All the good ways. I love
Yeah.
it. You know,
I mean, it's
and
as
yeah.
far as sticking a neck out there and making sure people know about something.
It's like good. It's
has
like
been
good,
done.
honest promotion,
Yeah.
which I love.
Yeah.
You know, like great effort in there.
And
It's
John from Mind Fruit, the era that we've been talking about,
yeah.
all these flyers and stuff. He
Yeah.
was a part of that here, and he moved to Italy for a while, and he's come back. So to see him a part of this now is really good.
That is
And
awesome.
I like John.
and I misspoke a few podcasts ago because I just
Yeah.
didn't know him that well,
Yeah.
and I had seen the others around more in
Right.
terms of the branding of the promoters.
Right.
I saw him out last week, so yeah, correction on that one, but yeah, he's been around a minute.
Yeah.
Great knowledge
Yeah.
too.
Very, very.
I'm gonna get him
Yeah.
on here sometime
You
and
should.
hear about his experiences in Italy and all this kind of
You
stuff.
should.
He's got some deep
Yeah.
history too.
You get some deep history. There's I think there's some local diamonds here. You kind of crack the egg on their story. You're like, oh wow, all right. It's we've got a lot of
Who
new
else?
influx.
Who else would you think would be fun to this format? You know,
Have you ever
bring in their box of stuff and just
talked to
chat.
Marky Clark?
Nobody's going to be at the Bloom party, right?
Mark.
That's that Mark, right?
Yeah.
Mark
I believe
Clark?
So. Mark Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He would be a good one.
I
to be in
messaged him
there.
once or twice on Facebook. He never answered me, but it could just be because he's just not into it.
He may not be
Whatever.
into the radio thing.
No big
but, I
deal.
mean, he could be, but he is he's.
But I'll try to catch up with him there.
He's a pillar.
I'm gonna
guy.
stalk him. I'm gonna find his set time.
So-
Stalk him. I heard him play a vinyl set once. It was fantastic. So that would be fun.
And Mixerplex, I would say he'd be a very good.
Who was the other one?
Mixerplex.
Okay. Yeah, that was one I wasn't familiar until today, but I should get. Yeah. Oh, he's behind Technique.
Yeah.
Scarlett
He's the
turned me
founder.
on to that. I didn't even know about the party, but
Yeah, he's the founder.
oh, awesome.
He's got deep history in it.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, I got Austin Speed's going to get in here. I talked with Eric Diaz. I got Will Lavin's going to come back on, or one of his buddies. He's promoting
And
a
Tom,
new thing
too.
next year.
Alien Tom.
I've had Tom before.
You've had
Yeah,
Tom
and
in?
I would have him again.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know, they're busy doing stuff, and
Yeah.
but he's fun to talk to, man.
Yeah.
Got a lot of history. And Sonia, they were both on here together.
Bringing in Todd from Play School.
That would be
Would
cool,
actually
because
be-
I've heard that name a bunch.
I mean, that
Play
would
School
be
name
a
and
really
just
good
never.
one for you, Wes, because that would, wow, he'll open doors previous to Rob Broom. And
Wow.
how the scene actually even got started here
Wow.
is accredited to Todd.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's
Todd,
really neat.
Play School, TikTok, 555, Cafe Sophia, like just big roots.
Yeah.
Big roots.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Tim Ortiz.
I'll definitely catch up with you and follow up on a couple of ones I didn't know,
Yeah.
and one or two I had on the list. But yeah, that's gonna be awesome. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a little bit of traveling, so I won't be able to do as many of them local. I'm gonna do a few friends that are from out of town, because I usually don't do the out of towners if I'm here in San Diego,
Right.
because I like to just do it here in the studio,
Right.
and then those I have to do remote.
Right.
The dynamic's a little different, but yeah, we'll mix it up. But that's awesome. I'll get in touch with you on those.
Yeah. There's some good old school players. I mean, if they're not still doing stuff, then their story is worthy of
Awesome.
kind of
Yeah, totally,
getting
man.
to know what's
I'm
going
about
on.
all of it. For me, it's a huge learning experience,
Yeah.
as well as just getting people some knowledge, man. That probably also want to learn more about what's San
Right.
Diego's
Those are-
depth.
It's like, well, I want to learn more about your story too, and by doing this, and it's like, okay, and I would see your guest you had on here, and then playing with you that night at Prism.
Yeah.
Okay, it's fun learning
dude.
about people like this. So.
Thanks for answering me.
Yeah, of course, dude.
Not everybody answers me, dude.
No, of
Some
course.
people answer me and then fall off the map, dude. But most of all, it's been pretty awesome. Where can people find you, dude? Listen to some music online, if you have mixes, any of that jazz.
I'm on Mixcloud, SoundCloud. I've got my Facebook.
What's the handle like on SoundCloud?
On SoundCloud, it should just be Johnny Thin, JONETHIN at SoundCloud. There might be a little dash or something in there, but if you see how the name is spelled on here, it'll just...
Yeah, I just Googled you with the way I spelled it here, and
you
you're
should be
everywhere.
you should be
So
able
it's pretty
find me
easy
on
to
there.
find you.
Yeah, so SoundCloud, Mixcloud. I know Technique has a couple of things that I've done for them recently. I'll also be getting a couple mixes to Tears for Techno.
Monday night.
I have a Monday night radio show every fourth week on Foob Radio,
Oh, cool.
and that's my 1 hour to do whatever I want. That's usually 8 o'clock on Monday every fourth week.
Nice.
So I think my next guest on there is Mixerplex. Really,
Oh,
I'm
cool.
gonna be doing it January. I think it's mid-January set for me.
Usually techno.
Yeah,
Or-
Techno
oriented?
Down. It's
Yeah.
a Future Sound podcast on FNOOB technoradio.com.
Cool, man.
So
And Monday night.
Monday nights.
Bloom.
Yeah, Monday
Also
Bloom.
Monday night.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so yeah, Monday's not my show, but every fourth week, I think it's the last show. I think was 17th of December, so 4 weeks from there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, dude.
So
It's been awesome, dude.
thank you, man.
2
Thank
hours
you.
of historical joy,
It's been
and awesome to see you. Like, dude, I'm excited when all the guests come in here, but man, like people like yourself doing like just honestly, I've just been blown away with like the variety. No shit, like I didn't name it Variety ShYo because that was the plan per se,
Right.
but it was the name I came up with the yo in it, just to be a play on, because I'm a big fan of like the old school actual variety show,
Right. Yeah.
Carol Burnett type shit, way
Yeah.
before my time.
Yeah.
I just dig that. Even like the more research I did on, like even like Johnny Cash had a show, a variety show,
Yeah.
the old school like original definition, hee haw style, whatever.
Right. And then
And,
the tailored guests that they have on there, it's like it's people that want to hear their story and just a little
Yeah.
different take that
Yeah.
that you're watching on somebody.
Yeah, so I just
cool.
added the yo to it, but in the spelling. But honestly didn't imagine after 70 some episodes that I'd start running into people that like, but it's everything that I would have, if I could have penciled out what I thought it would be in terms of like fulfillment, you know, and just a way to get in touch with people and some of their friends that
in the community.
I just
Yeah.
can't
Wow.
do by hanging out at a club, drinking a beer,
No, you don't get it.
noise, whatever.
Yeah, you don't get it.
Yeah,
So this really cracks the egg on the story.
it does,
Someone's
dude.
like,
This is as
"Oh,
cracked as it's
cool."
gotten on
Yeah.
here. So I'm saying mad respect, man,
Thank you.
and I love the longevity and I keep plugging too. So it's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check out all the older episodes, Variety ShYo with a yo.com.
Yes. Yes, I actually do.
Awesome, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, thanks for
you,
getting in
Wes.
here, dude.
Take
And
care.
yeah, we're gonna wrap
you,
it up.
guys.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Some of you were slugging like for the whole entire front to end. Appreciate it. And for anyone dipping in and out later, or just the audio when this goes out to SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts,
That's techno.
totally appreciate it. And yeah, parting comment, bloomnye.com. Check it out. Come say hi to us all there Monday night. And wherever you go, have a safe New Year's.
Yeah, be safe
journey.
out there, guys.
And,
That's the most. Get where you're going safe.
Sport the Uber, whatever it is, to be safe and be good out there. And we will see you in the new year. Later.
Peace.